do one
Rock
more.
and roll!
OmniDog! Hey, OmniCat! Now here's the OmniDog and OmniCat show. It's the place to sit if you'd like to know more about the books that they've read. Kristen likes Lumberjanes and Steven Jess likes Monroe, Jimmy Olsen. And you're in luck, because they're ahead. OmniCat! OmniDog!
Heyo, welcome to, I just called it OmniDog / OmniCat. That's what it is now.
That's all they need to know.
The real name is like the OmniCat and OmniDog comic book review show.
Yeah,
I was like,
so long.
that takes up the whole title of the thumbnail and the the description. So now it's just OmniDog, OmniCat.
Yeah, it's much easier. Plus, we haven't reviewed anything in a while, right? So, like,
Well, yeah, not under this.
Not technically,
name.
right.
Yeah, we did the Lemire review together, but right. Yeah, review show. we were talking about what books were worth upgrading or not.
Right.
Yeah. I guess that's not really a review. We're reviewing the size of them.
Right.
Oh, that's going to come back and haunt me. Somebody's going to clip that. Because I see James in the chat. James will totally clip that and send it to somebody.
Love that.
Cycle, I just want you to know that I appreciated, even though Omar wasn't paying attention to all your great comments on the Thursday solicitations, I appreciated all your great comments. He wasn't highlighting them. If it was my show, I would have highlighted them, but Omar doesn't like to do anything pro OmniDog on his show.
It's messed up.
Bailed on very fine condition. Is he still going?
That's long for him, if so.
Wow, he's in the middle of our show. Very fine condition. That is one thing that's funny. He has this the last Thursday of every month, or as close as he gets to it, he has like 4 of us on to go over Marvel solicits, and I know like one book out of all of them. I don't even know why he has me on, but somebody named very fine condition. I kept super chatting him $2 and saying OmniDog's the best, OmniDog rules, and Omar had to highlight it because he super chatted him.
That's so
like,
funny.
Tess, why are you typing these in? I'm like, my hands are right here, dude. I don't know enough to have another YouTube account.
You're like, I'm not giving you money. What's
Yeah, you think I'm paying $2 to you? I actually did say that. Woke NATO. Omar looks different on the stream. Am I being catfished? How dare you say anything about Omar? Omar can't highlight me. I'm too hot for prime time. Wait, did I say hi to Mary-M? Hi, Mary.
Hey, Mary. Happy to see you here, Mary.
YP's here.
Mary's been doing videos with me. I know you don't watch my channel, Jess. It's okay. You don't watch it. I know you don't watch any ones. I get it. But Mary's been doing videos with
Art Hall. Book Hall.
Did you?
Yeah, so don't get in my face. Except I didn't know that you were doing videos with Mary-M. That's fair.
No offense taken. Wait, when did you show us Art Hall? When was that?
It popped up last night.
Oh, you watched it. You watched it.
Sort of.
Okay.
I watched it with the sound off so I could just see what he had.
Oh, I see. Got it.
I didn't want to know any insight to any of it because then that could influence me.
That's fair. You and like 10 other people watched that video. So like, I appreciate that. Reed was like 10 other people cared about that. I'm like, it's fine, Reed. Somebody cared.
Yeah. Hey, that's 10 more than I thought cared about me when I first started.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, YP. Heyo, just left some used book condition live stream to join you guys. Yes, we're pulling
all of
viewers away from them. Here's Heroing 2.0. Hey, OmniDog and OmniCat. Yes, this was very sad. I don't know what Robert Crumb's going to do by himself. Well, he still has his daughter that he dotes on. But this was sad that he lost his wife. I know. Are you familiar with her work at all?
I'm actually not. Should I be?
Maybe. She was an early cartoonist that did with Diane Newman. Wait a sec. It wasn't women's comics. It was somebody tell me here. I forget because I have some of them upstairs. And she married Robert Crumb, and they moved to France back in the 90s. And you know who Robert Crumb is, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. This was his wife, and she also drew. And then he was always doing. I liked her insights, but I didn't particularly care for her art. It was very primitive, but I liked her insights. But yeah, it was his wife, and so she passed away. It was really surprising. Oh, you're live streaming all day today?
I was on my dad's channel this morning, so
I
was like,
see that.
Well, because you don't watch me on things. You're like, well, I watch your dad's channel.
Well, I do get notices, and the last notice was unboxing and hauls. I think this means Omar was shocked that everyone wants an Inhumans Omni. That's the only way to get what you want, is to have your viewers spam Omar. That's how we got Gwenpool.
Yeah, well, that's how we got kind of what we wanted from Gwenpool, right?
We got the Omni, but not the spine. No,
which I'm still excited for the Omni, but like, come on.
It could have been a tiny baby spine when you think about it.
That's true. That would have been the worst.
So we're lucky it's even reasonably fun. It's
we're lucky we can
your
read
idea.
Right.
And I totally went to bat for you with him, but he said he had no control over the spine.
Yeah,
and I'm like, dude, please. If it was X-Men, you'd have control over the spine.
We get it. We know how it is.
Aileen is great. Oh, she did do women's comics. Okay, that is what I'm thinking of then. Yeah, she started women's comics with Diane Newman, right? Who also passed away earlier this year, who was married to Bill Griffith, Zippy the Pinhead creator.
I'm familiar with like that collection because I remember when that big it's like a 2-book box set came out, right?
I think so, yeah.
But I haven't read any of it. Should I get it? People tell me. It's probably out of print now, right? And I'm out of luck.
Probably. And was an editor for Weirdo. I have all the Weirdo. They must be reprints because I have Weirdo like 1 through 12, and maybe they're. Oh well, here's Razor Ramen. He's seen both your streams.
Hey, thank you, Razor.
He's a better friend to you than I am. If Kristen and Reed need to cry for an evening, read The Pass by whom? Oh, Twisted Sisters. That's what I'm thinking of. I don't have women's comics. Thank you, Avasatani. I have Twisted Sisters. That's an all-female anthology that was, I feel like it's pretty old at this point, but it was really cool, and it got me into a lot of female creators. This was back in the 90s, I feel like, and got me into a lot of female creators that I didn't even know existed. Who is The Pass by? Especially heavy book.
Oh, yeah. That's, I was like, is that the last name of someone? No, especially makes sense.
Oh, okay. Twisted Sisters was her and Diane's comic. Got it. Tyler Spencer says, I picked up May's book in my last IST order. Thanks for the recommendation.
Nice job.
You will be happy with that.
You're going to love it.
Hello, Marcelo.
Marcelo was with me this morning.
You have way more fans than I do.
That's not true.
Hi, OmniDog and OmniCat. Prisco, my buddy.
Hey.
Twisted Sisters spun out of women's comics. Okay. You should get it. Okay, but is it in print?
Can I still get it?
Yeah, I know.
Someone let me know.
I have not read women's comics, but I did pick up Twisted Sisters.
Do you have? So you don't have the women's comics either.
I don't have women's comics. It was Twisted Sisters I was thinking of.
Gotcha. So at this point, we both need to know if this exists somewhere still in print and if we should get it.
Even if Twisted Sisters is still in print, you should get it. I
okay.
can't vouch for women's comics, although I'm sure it's great. But I remember I really dug Twisted Sisters.
I'm writing these down.
Okay, wait. My wife just texted me something, and she's out on the. Oh, okay. Blah blah blah. Okay, whatever. Let's see. Omar for sure lies about his level of influence. There's no world where New Warriors 2 and 4,000 Peter David Omnis would have happened otherwise. Good point.
Hey,
Maybe-
speaking of, may I real quick?
You want us to rename the show Bash Omar?
Yeah, let's do that. This just has to do with Peter David. So, I recently, very recently, like the other day, finished She-Hulk because I'm really behind with the world. Okay. One, obviously, I loved it, of course, right?
By whom?
By the TV show.
Oh. I thought you meant
Sorry.
the book.
Yeah, I should have. Yeah.
No, I haven't finished it myself. I like the first 3 or 4 episodes that I saw. Okay, you loved it?
Just go back into it, except you need to finish Stranger Things first. Okay.
I don't have.
It's never going to happen. You're never going to do it.
It will, but if I'm not packing, I'm taking stuff over to the new place, and
I understand that's your excuse now, but what about before when this wasn't a thing?
I didn't have a good excuse. I wish you were my wife. I could lie to you a lot easier. I can't lie to you at all.
See through you. So
yeah, you do.
Well, anyway, loved She-Hulk the show. It was incredible. Pun intended. I didn't mean it, but then I heard it. Anyway, it made me be like, hey, wait, some She-Hulk Omnis came out recently that I maybe need to buy now. So Peter Hulk's She-Hulk, anybody in the chat, is that something I need to be buying? Because I'm assuming I do.
Peter David's?
Yeah, but I need to know.
Have you read Dan Slott's?
I have it behind me, and I plan to read that really soon.
I would start with that one because
okay.
I have them all because I love She-Hulk, Savage She-Hulk. I also like Charles Soule's She-Hulk. That's a complete collection that I think just came back in print.
Okay.
I would read those, and then if you like those, yeah, Peter David's is pretty good. As I recall, I haven't read that in a long time. I have the Omni, but I haven't read it.
It's like a smaller Omni, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe the chat has better recommendations than I do. I know for sure Dan Slott's is my favorite.
I've only read the Byrne Omni.
Did you like it?
I liked it, but I know I'm going to like more modern stuff more. You know?
Yeah. I think he was the first one to have her break the fourth wall and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is why I thought it was fun. It was really,
it was fun.
It was really fun. Yeah. I would
recommend
I just know Dan
like
Slott's and Charles Soule's first before anything else.
Well, and I do have Dan Slott's, but I just feel the need to buy something now. So you know about that.
Don't let me stop you from that. Especially if it's from my sponsor, Organic Price Books, where you could get $2 off that book if you wanted to using the code OmniDog. And then I saw some people must have used the 5% off shipping 3 or more books together from the referral that I got. OmniDog Ship It Together. That's where big savings can be had. IST has women's comics.
Okay. Gonna look into it.
Rick Ray says, I think it's SP is the name of the writer. I thought you were saying especially heavy book.
See, I wrote down SP and then you were like especially, and I was like, oh, maybe I messed that up. Like maybe that's not so funny. Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna look into that.
Yep, here's another one. Was checking Kristen and Larry went at the local corner store having coffee, now enjoying Kristen. Good grief. Everybody that watched Larry is now watching us.
That's all right. That's how it should be.
Update on that big Bradbury EC book. Learned this morning that most of the content was originally black and white. So I ain't selling it. So I ain't selling it. Oh, because it's the original. I did get that, Larry, but I haven't opened it.
Yeah, my dad was incredibly angry. It was all in black and white. And I was like, well, but yeah, and I was looking it up and I was like, aren't a lot of these originally in black and white? I'm confused. And then he was like, well, that's not what I saw. So I guess he's finally okay.
He's okay.
He was like, I'm going to sell it. I was like, why?
I wish you would record some of these conversations with your dad. They sound awesome.
I mean, that is when we recorded and had on air
Oh.
earlier. Yeah.
Well, I didn't get alerted to that.
Just saying.
Also, to be fair, I'm sure I was asleep.
I mean, fair. He made me wake up for it. So
you know what? I haven't read Shadow War yet, Rising Phoenix Railroad. What does your name mean? Rising Phoenix Railroad. That is that a I was gonna guess a video game reference, but maybe there's watch it be some obvious comic book thing that I'm supposed to know.
Or what if their name is Phoenix and they're just like, we're gonna have a cool name.
And he just found a really cool avatar of a rising phoenix.
Yeah. I'd do that if that was my name.
Well, that's true. Shadow War, I think I'm going to read it on the DC app first, and then if I dig it, I'll get it. So that's what I'm going to tell you to do. Read it online or wait for me to read it 6 months from now and then get it. Women's Comics is still available from Fantagraphic or to Amazon, or probably other places too. Okay, what about Twisted Sisters? Now I bet that's way out of print. Oh, here's Farhan from Malaysia. Who's been watching this while working on the World Cup matches, waiting for Argentina. He is a sports reporter, waiting for Argentina, Australia in an hour. Peace and love from Malaysia.
Awesome.
Peace and love to our main Malaysian viewer. We do have a couple others, but he will always be our main Malaysian guy. Oh, look, he's baiting you with a cat avatar.
I know, I love it so much.
Well, I don't know that I can feel comfortable highlighting.
Yeah, I get it.
I know that it's a famous book, but I don't feel comfortable highlighting it, Rick Ray and Psycho Cleveland. I know it's a good book. I don't know. Who cares? Nobody's going to care. That's the name of the book. It's out there in public and everything. I won't say it, but there it is. It's another famous one. John Flory. Hi, everyone. What has Super Squad D been up to? No recent lives from you two lately. He has a baby. They just got back from Texas where they adopted a tiny little newborn Weezer who is named June Elise, I think. June Elise Blunt.
It's a good name.
Yeah. So he's super busy. I don't know when it's given how I was when Kelly was first born. She was pretty much everything for both of us for like at least the first 3 months. Mostly me, because Patty went back to work after 6 weeks.
Wow.
I know. My wife.
She's strong, huh?
Listen to this. She was in the hospital room with the baby working. She had papers all over. This was back before the internet or a computer or anything. And she had all these papers she was working on. I'm like, didn't you just get out of ICU? What are you doing?
It's amazing.
She is.
I'm not surprised, though.
Nope. You know. And how about that thumbnail today? Braggadocio did that one.
Yeah.
I had to. She was bombing out the door.
Hey, I had the idea, but you put them together very nicely.
You did have a great idea, and I got the same backdrop you did. We have the same front doors.
Apparently.
He agrees. Rick Ray has very good taste in comics. Definitely read Slot's She-Hulk first.
That is my plan, but now I need to know what to have on board for right after that.
Okay.
So.
Rick Ray, what you're the main man. What should she read next?
Let me know, Rick.
Peter Davids or Charles Soules or Savage She-Hulk? I don't know. I think Savage She-Hulk might be for the hardcore She-Hulk person like me.
I feel like I'm in now. Like I want to go in.
Are you indeed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's
love
Savage
that show.
She-Hulk and the Peter David She-Hulk, and then those other two. Tyler has a new baby. I watched the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special last night, thanks to Kristen's recommendation. Highly recommend.
Yes, Mary. Nice job. It's so good.
I would too if I had 2 seconds. I'm allowed to do these live shows, and that is under protest by my wife because I should be packing and moving stuff over.
I do see boxes behind you, so that's something, right?
Those have been there forever. I haven't opened those.
Okay.
Those
So
are
those are
supposed to be for my toy show with Freddie that never has happened yet.
Oh, okay.
And I may just need to take those over to the new place because I don't know when I'm going to be able to do a toy show with Freddie. I've kept him dangling on a string. Oh yeah, Tamaki's run's pretty good too. I've read that.
Yeah, I think Maddie liked that one too. I've been wanting to read Rainbow Rowell's too. That's on my list. I think I'm gonna get the trade. I never buy those single trades, but I really like Rainbow Rowell.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, well, there we go.
I didn't know she was doing it. I'll get that. I love those thin trades. Was watching the Creep Show Holiday Special. There's a Creep Show Holiday Special? Wait, where are we here? It's great in black and white either way, though. Oh, this must be the EC Ray Bradbury book. Either way, though, because it's huge and you can see the line work so good, it's like an artist edition to me. Yes, I did see that announcement in my email.
That's fun.
This is so interesting that you're asking this, Razor, because Tyler just sent me. Tyler does have time to play video games because he's like playing with the baby in his arms and going like this because she's such a little Weezer and he's up with her at night. He sent me a screenshot of it with magic in it. And he said, look who's in this game. And I'm like, what, magic? Let me go to YouTube and see what this game is. Not for me. It's a turn-based. I don't mind turn-based fighting games, but then every character has a card, and I gotta figure out which card to use or what person to use in this particular.
Wait, there's cards involved. So I'm enjoying Marvel Snap. So what do we talk? Like, I know this is going to be way different than that, but if there's cards involved, I like a card game.
Well, there's cards that have your fighter's abilities on it.
Okay.
And so I think you're not playing the card. You're using the card to pull up your hero.
Oh, okay. I see.
But it got way too complicated. I was like, I just want to control magic and her sword killing everyone in the world. It looked really good and it got a really great review and Tyler's loving it. So I can recommend it based on that, but I'm not getting it. It looked way too hard for me. I have very limited skills when it comes to video games at this point. I got to finish Hellblazer quick to get to all the other good stuff on there. Oh, yeah. That app is really good. Oh, here's a Shadow War update. Make sure you've read Robin and Deathstroke Inc. to Shadow War 2. Wokenado, is Shadow War good? As our viewer up further up in the chat asked. Would you recommend Shadow War? Or would you tell them to wait until there's a big, chunky, standard size hardcover, which they will inevitably collect after I've bought all those?
You can also read them on Hoopla. So,
or the DC app, yeah. Well, Hoopla is where you should definitely sample Batman Shadow War. That's right. Hoopla, I forget, has DC Comics. Okay, he's happy about the update. Johnny, my buddy from Finland, probably get for myself for Christmas this year. One place in the center has 3 copies. I can have them hold a copy for me. He's sending me more chocolates and a Boss pin that I can't wait to show.
Like enamel?
Sorry?
Enamel or writing?
Oh, he's sending me a PIN.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got an enamel pin. Right. Right. Enamel.
Right. It's got a history behind it that sounds really cool. You guys read both the Saladin Ahmed and Samira Ahmed runs on Ms. Marvel since we chatted about those. Saladin's is solid, but feels like it wraps up quite abruptly. Also met Willow Wilson at Thought Bubble. I haven't met her. That'd be boss to meet her, I think. Have you met her?
No.
G. Willow Wilson? She's made quite a name for herself now. Twisted Sisters was collected like a decade ago, but should be put out again, especially with Diane and Aileen dying this year. Oh, do you want me to put that one up right below it?
Nope, you can just skip it.
Uh-oh, what language is this? Geode Evan OmniDog in the comics. Oh, it's Netherlandish, also known as Dutch, I think. Greetings. No. It was a toss-up for me. Well, the ranch and the butter one really stayed with me in my nightmares. Oh boy.
Your nightmares.
It really did. We knew going into it that ranch was going to be bad, but we thought butter had a chance, and we were both really unhappy. The things I do for content. Wow.
There's this sorry.
No,
There's
go
this
ahead.
international market that we love going to in Ohio when we visit. And there's like a whole 2 or 3 aisles of weird sodas. So I think the next time we go, I'm gonna have to pick some for you guys to try and send them to you.
Oh, I thought you and Reed were gonna do a taste testing.
No, but you know what? Maybe we should do that too.
Do it. You have my blessing. I want you to
Wonderful.
taste the wonder of ranch dressing.
Well, I don't know that I want that one at all.
Yeah, that was a pretty funny video. And some of the videos my daughter and some of the sodas my daughter and I thought would be good were like blueberry pie. It tasted like cough medicine. They weren't.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
I think the tamarind was legit. That was legit refreshing and was only in there because we didn't recognize it. But I think it's a famous South American, Mexican soda, European, international.
Cool. Yeah, Reed just popped his head in and he said, "I'm not trying gross sodas."
What's that?
Reed just popped his head in and goes, "I'm not trying gross sodas." I was like, all right.
Well, it's for the channel, Reed. Anything for the channel.
Gotta get the views.
That's right. Twisted Sisters, yeah, I thought it was in the 90s, actually. Yes, I don't have those, of course. I have it. Fanta should really put it, because that's what I used to be into before I got back into superheroes, was a really independent stuff. We need Awesome Andy in She-Hulk season 2. I haven't finished this yet. Wait, who's Awesome Andy? I forget. No, She-Hulk's name is Jennifer Walters. Who's Awesome Andy?
I just finished that show and I don't know what he's talking about. So I don't know. Oh. Maybe I blacked out. I don't.
Here's a good question. How did you guys meet and start this series?
Oh.
Well, Kristen was on the street panhandling for money, and
yeah.
I don't know. How did we meet?
Well,
I think, didn't we ask you if you wanted to do the Fangirls show with Faria and Maddie?
Yeah, well, Faria reached out to me and Maddie.
Okay.
It's like she put the girl band together, I guess, right? And then we started doing that. And I watched the bros all the time, so I was probably popping in and out of that chat.
Oh, yeah, you were. And your comments were funny. There was one time my shirt was undone. I'll never forget. This was like 4 years ago.
It was a long time ago.
Up your shirt, Hasselhoff. And it was like, that girl's funny. And so when I saw you on, I think it was when I saw you on Fangirls, I think I just asked if you wanted to do a show because you had a lot of diverse tastes that I didn't, and books that I didn't know about. And I wanted a viewer with a different viewpoint and different book tastes. Does that sound right?
That sounds right. I know you started, you messaged me about something and we were going back and forth for a while. And
yeah, but don't tell Reed about that. That's our secret.
And then we like threw some kind of something together. Yeah, but I think it was your idea to be like, let's do something, and we're doing something.
Had I known that her real name was the Comic Slayer, I wouldn't have started this off as OmniDog and OmniCat.
I always forget to change it now. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. That's to find Kristen on YouTube under the Comic Slayer. In the description below are all the links to Instagram, Kristen on Instagram, YouTube, and Reed's Book Envy store.
Thank you for that.
Thank you for asking that, YP. That's a good question. Call me Top Gun. How's it going, buddy? I saw you in Omar's chat the other day, but since you were trying to be nice to me, he skipped over it. Just found Daredevil Man Without Fear hardcover for cover. It's been my white whale, so I'm happy. Good for you.
I've seen those in like half price, like behind the glass doors where they're like really expensive.
And they're like twice the price books.
Maybe triple. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. Yes, DC. I'm doing Ultra, and I sorry, I just looked at the comment below. Yeah, I don't think I'm legit gonna get anything read this month. I don't think I'm gonna get anything read or watched. So I'll be watching the Guardians Christmas special on Valentine's Day, probably. I really do. How long is that? Is that about an hour?
It's like 40 something minutes. It's not that long.
Okay.
In fact, you may want to watch it with your wife. She may like it. It's pretty lovely. Like,
I think she and I saw the first Guardians together, so
I think she will like it. Yeah, it's super fun. It's really funny, and it is very Christmassy.
Yeah, I should. Okay, I better see it before Christmas. I mean, Christmas is going to be here in 2 seconds. The way these days are going. Wait, should we all leave so you end the stream and start packing? No, let's do this. It makes me not pack.
You need a break. Yeah.
Yeah. I am excited for those of you who don't have it to get it.
Because of course Jess has it.
Yeah, of course.
Why wouldn't he?
Well, yeah, I get those things right away because I'm always afraid they're going to go out of print. But I read it, shockingly. I read it and really dug it. Heroing has a question. Hey, Jess, would you be interested in doing a single video or a series of videos that highlight some of the more unique items of your collection, like that Star Trek pinball game? I love that video, by the way. Thank you. I don't have anything as unique as that. I mean, I have a jukebox, but it just plays music.
Are you going to show your new space when you have it all set up?
Yeah, I will say, as much fun as I like much fun of and how I tease Patty, she's already got the basement set up for me. This is totally my wife. She's already got it mapped out where everything can go. So I have a broadcast space and book space and everything else space. And she's like, do you want to put this here? And you want to put this here and there? And I'm like, I don't know. You decide.
Truly your producer. Love that.
Yeah, I'm the talent, man.
She's your set decorator, your producer.
Yeah, I'm just on-air talent, man. If I had anything else as interesting as the pinball game, I would do it. But I am going to release maybe by the end of the year a last look at OmniDog's Backhaven Vault. Excuse me. That I took before I started packing everything. So you'll get a look at everything updated. I'm sorry. You'll get a look at everything before I started taking it down. And then I'll do a new video when we get into the new place. Maybe someone should do a She-Hulk reading order upload. Well, this is my wife. Did you know I'm on the air? I love you. Goodbye. Apparently she didn't know I was on the air, but I take her calls anyway. I don't think one exists on YouTube yet. Well, if I could do a video this month, I'd do it. But my time is not my own. Oh, here's a Marvel Snap thing. Is that what is Marvel Snap then?
Hold on, Reed's calling me.
Oh.
Are you just calling because Patty called? Okay, it was funny. Good job. Thanks. Love you. Bye. It was a good one.
What?
Yeah, YP just found Marvel Snap this week and was addicted. Yeah, so I heard about Marvel Snap through my friend Kyle Starks. You should check out his books.
The famous creator and writer and artist.
Yeah, he's really good at stuff. But he was like, hey, don't download it. It'll ruin your life. And I was like, are you sure? And he told me it was by the creators of Hearthstone, which was a card game that on your phone that I played a long time ago. And I was like, oh, I loved that game. So I downloaded it. And then that night I spent too long on it. And I texted him. I was like, you're right. I should never touch it again. And he's like, I had to delete it from my phone.
Oh, he did?
It is very addictive, apparently. And I haven't touched it since, but it is really fun. So maybe I'll go back one day. I don't know. But yeah, it's a slippery slope.
It's totally card-based battles. Jess, what is the best starting place for Conan comics? Well, I bet Larry has an opinion on that. I would just say when Titan comes out with it, the very first Conan the Barbarian, which has got Roy Thomas writing, and for the first 20 odd issues, Barry Windsor Smith on art. I think that's your best bet. That first Omni that'll come out from Titan, now that Marvel doesn't have the license. I don't understand licensing at all. But yeah, that's what I'd get. And if you like Conan, you might like Savage Sword of Conan. It's in black and white, but it's way more violent and sexy because it was a magazine and they didn't have to have the comics code on it back in the 70s. So that's where I would start. And I'm sure Larry, here it is. Thank you. I was right. I knew Larry would have an opinion on it. And here's Natural Bridge, who is trying to make a legend of me and now of you too.
Oh, I love that.
The OmniDog and OmniCat show cured my eczema and cleared my sinuses. You are welcome, Natural Bridge. Thank you.
I need it to clear my sinuses.
Did you guys get those Sentinels and Sarah TKO hardcovers? They're lovely. I did not. I was happy with the trades, but if you're digging them, I think that's great. They deserve hardcovers because they are two really awesome titles.
I plan to get the Sentient one, but I haven't yet because my preferred online retailer does not carry TKO.
I saw that you put that in the Omnibus group the other day.
People tend to not know that. So I just kept being like, y'all, stop looking there. It's not going to happen. I'm so sorry.
You can order.
It's like Fetch. It's just not going to happen. I know there are other places.
But I feel like TKO, for some reason, I don't get emails from them anymore, but they used to have buy one, get one free. I think it used to be buy one, get one free sales. So keep your eye out for that too. If you like, you should subscribe to their...
Yeah, I think I do get their emails too. I just haven't paid attention. It's the holidays. There's been a million emails for people.
Holy smoke.
I'm like, I need to get off some of these lists.
That's what I've been doing too. Shadow War is fine. It starts better than it ends, but don't rush out to read it. Williamson's Robin is a lot more entertaining on its own. Okay. Get all of the Jarritos. There's not a bad one in the bunch. Ooh, and pineapple might be the best. It might be. Is that an exotic cat breed? Tamarind? I think it's a fruit also. That's what it came from. They already have the Batman Shadow War SHC that collects the tie-ins, but doesn't have the prior Robin or Deathstroke issues that adds more background. Awesome Andy was the character first introduced in the Lee Kirby FF, but was reintroduced as Shulky's colleague during Slott's She-Hulk run. Oh, I remember that, but I didn't know that. I thought, okay, so you want Awesome Andy to appear in season 2 of She-Hulk.
And you're saying I should open my sealed Slott She-Hulk and read it.
Yes. Awesome Andy is an android, gray skin, blocky head, created by the mad thinker to fight the FF. And just found a nice DM variant copy. Oh, you did. You've been looking for this. Looking forward to add it to my Marvel Kirby Omnibus. That's good, because I know it must be. Did you find it in Finland, or did you have to mail order it? Oh my goodness, I caught a live show. Good to see you, Crashline. Oh, and here's Rodimus with today's Spanish pronunciation, since I am the leading Hispanic voice in the comic book community. El gran Jess, espero que ambos se encuentren bien en el día de hoy. Okay, what did I just say, Kristen? You can translate.
No idea. I took French.
Oh.
Sorry.
He said something about me having an espresso.
Can't relate.
Wooknado agreed. Start stronger than ends, and I think is a decent small event. Here's a question mostly for you. I forget about Hoopla and do it all at the end.
Yeah. Do you guys plan your Hoopla borrows in advance? The limited slots always have me planning a month or two in advance. Well, absolutely not. But I'll tell you what, I have 2 accounts, so my borrows feel aplenty. So don't worry about it. But I do, at the end of the month, the last day where you have borrows left, I do just borrow willy-nilly if I haven't used them.
Just to use them up?
Yeah, because then they'll last like another month or 20 days or whatever the limit is.
Or you'll lose them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Here's Dillspear. Hey, Dillspear. Okay, just show idea for you and me. 2 old guys arguing Marvel versus DC. Okay. What are we what are we arguing about? Are we going to argue what we're arguing about? Am I supposed to be taking the DC side because that's what I know more about and you know more about Marvel? I really don't like arguing. I mean, I'll discuss it with you. If you want to argue with your daughter.
We do it all the time. What's funny is that, like, he's all about, I don't want negativity on my channel. And then he's like, show idea. Let's argue about stuff.
Well, I'm the exact same way. I'm like the positivity guy. And I mean, I'll discuss it with you, but if the topic's going to be who's better at collected editions, there's no show. It's going to be Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right. Condition is just jealous. I love you. I think so. Thanks for the question, YP. Glad to see you recovered from the ranch. It's still haunting me. The Guardians Holiday Special have a lot of bacon in it. Is that true?
Kevin Bacon.
Oh. Kevin Bacon's in it?
Yeah, you got to watch it. Watch it with Patty, I'm telling you. Like, sit down and watch it together. It's a good time.
Okay.
It's a really good time.
Yeah, the jukebox is cool. Is that Kill or Be Killed reprint actually happening? Sean Phillips said he wasn't aware of a reprint. Creators are usually the last to know, except it's Image, so they're the ones that give the go-ahead. So are we sure Kill or Be Killed is being reprinted?
Do you want me to tease the Guardians thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so Drax and Mantis know that Peter's sad, and it's like Christmas time is happening soon, right?
I love it.
And they're like, it's an Earth thing, and he's supposed to be happy and special, but like, his dad, it was a situation, and he's sad. Who does he always talk about? And he loves Kevin Bacon. So we're gonna go to Earth and get him Kevin Bacon for Christmas.
Kevin Bacon, that's awesome.
It's the best.
I wonder if I could sell Patty on it.
I'm telling you,
fun.
It's a blast.
Jess, are you going to get the Spawn Deluxe slipcase reprints? I'm happy for those people who want them and that they are available, because I know they have been crazy out of print and expensive. But Spawn, not a character that I really follow. But I'm very happy that they're getting reprinted because they're ridiculously expensive. why don't you read this one since it's to both of us?
Question for both of you. Are there any really popular or well-loved writers that you tend to stay away from or just have zero interest in?
Well, the answer is obvious for me. Kirkman.
Yeah, I knew you'd say that. I feel like my answer is Hickman.
Hickman?
Yeah, I mean, I read Hickvengers.
Get out of here. What's wrong with you?
See ya. I read Hickvengers and I was like, no. So I just don't have interest in reading anything else. I
get it.
That's all.
He goes a lot of different places and always ties it together and stuff, but there's a lot to absorb with any Hickman book.
And as we talked about, Hickvengers was very much event. And I was just like, okay, give me that character development.
Yeah.
Give me that fun character dialogue. Have the X-Men go to the grocery store for me. Like, that's what I want to see. But you're not giving it, so.
Yeah, I actually can see that.
Yeah.
And we've gone 46 minutes without talking about our topic, but we also have the most people watching we've ever had. So let's just keep taking questions.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I feel like when I do a show with Taylor, the more we talk, the more viewers we get. And then when we get to the topic, it drops by like half. No one wants to hear us talk about the topic.
They're like, topics. Psh.
But we will have to get to the topic because Kristen took notes on this, like 3 pages worth.
Like 2.
Okay, well, that's 2 more than I have. I was just going to say comics bring me joy.
Comic nice to look at.
Comic am fun.
And we've done the topic. Let's keep going.
Oh, see, we already lost 2 viewers. Have either of you read anything by Guy Delisle? Shenzhen? I think I have Pyongyang, but I don't have Burma, Jerusalem, or Hostage. But I also haven't read Pyongyang.
I don't believe I'm familiar.
If there's a reprint, so we have to find out if the reprint's really happening. I think all the criminal books are in print as of right now. 2 used to be out of print, but I think it came right back into print. True Graphic. How are you?
Hey.
I think we're both fine. Can I speak for you saying you're fine?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
You have the child coming out of your shirt pocket, it looks like.
I do.
Nice. Did you see the announcement that Mando and Grogu are coming back in the spring?
I didn't see the exact date, but I heard it was happening.
I think I got an
that's
email. My 40,000 Christmas special emails.
Right.
Here is Next Imagine with just a 1-pager for you.
I'm still very much a She-Hulk novice, but I thought that Soul's Run was very good and a light, legal, procedural satire farce. Nice. And features some of that guy's best art to date. Okay. Like, I don't even know who that guy is. But okay, I have it on my list. So definitely going to I feel like I'm going to check it all out at this point.
Yeah, I think you should. It's not really very thick.
Okay.
But it was out of print for maybe a little bit, and it came back in print. But it's quite good.
Yeah, what an interesting size. I guess it's a complete collection, though, even though it's not
it's a complete collection.
A chunky little thing. Like
let me see how many issues it is. 1 through 12, Wolverines 13, and Gwenpool Special number 1.
Okay, you got me there. All right.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me add to my cart. I'm gonna do that right now.
Let me show you some of this artist's work then.
Yeah, let me familiarize me.
Oh, this is very different art. I forgot. Let me highlight myself so you can see it.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, I thought you might.
It's interesting. It's different.
Yeah. It's got a little indie taste to it.
Mm-hmm.
Little cartoony, but still the art is great, and so is the writing.
I'm into it.
Good.
And you're saying Savage She-Hulk is just for
No,
She-Hulk?
mm, if you're gonna go all in, you might as well get it too.
Okay.
If you enjoyed to a certain degree Burns,
Mm-hmm.
then I don't see why you wouldn't like Savage She-Hulk. Maybe your dad would know better than I would because he's the Marvel expert.
Okay. Dad, you still around? We'll probably get there someday in the chat.
Oh, this is a good one too, Elvis. The Kurt Busiek Conan, if it's still in print. It's going to be OmniDog's all season finale, ending with you turning off the lights. No, that's really sad. I didn't do that. Download Marvel Snap on my iPad, but haven't even opened it yet because I know I won't get any work done.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Next, Imagine that. Also answering with Elvis, I concur with Cycle Cleveland. Busiek's Conan is more accessible and the best place to start before approaching Bronze Age material. What do you think about that, Larry? Have you read Busiek's Conan? Although we, of course, recommend the Bronze Age. I'm only in there to try and sell books, but then I get sometimes I get baited into answering somebody's question. Hey, were your faves?
That's lovely.
Nice. Not
Thanks, River.
VG plus condition. Here's Jose from Singapore. Sadly, I lost the zest to watch VG plus condition live chat for a while now, but you two have been missed greatly. First of all,
very nice.
I'm glad you lost the zest. He doesn't need any more viewers asking him anything. Okay, there's a Marvel expert's opinion.
I've not read the new Zoe Thorogood book yet. However, Jess, you need to read The Impending Blindness of Billy Scott.
I feel like I've heard about that before.
It's great. I think you'll love it. It's by Zoe. I'm going to read everything ever that she's written now, so I plan to read her new Image book. It's on Hoopla, so easy. But yeah, this one, I read this recently.
Okay,
it's
wait.
So good. This is not. Her new book is.
Oh, that's not?
This is not. This is by Avery Hill. It's not on there. But
oh,
you should get it. You should get it. Just get it. You should get it. It's great.
Okay, I will.
That's great. Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Do you want me to tell you about it, though? I can tell you about it.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Tell me on it.
So this is Billy Scott, and she is a painter. And something horrible happens to her one day, and she goes to the doctor, and they're like, hey, you're going to be blind in like 2 weeks. Like, it's bad. That's it. So she's like, oh, hey, what? But I'm a painter. What am I going to do? She just got like, the word that she's going to do this whole big showcase with her art. It's kind of a big break for her. She needs 10 paintings. So she decides, okay, I've shut myself in this room and I've just painted all my life. I'm going to actually go out and like talk to people and travel and meet new people and do a painting on like 10 people I meet before I can't see anymore. So this is about her journey doing that. The art's incredible. It's interesting. It's very different than a lot of things that I've ever read. She meets a lot of different people, and you get to just experience her and her journey in dealing with this impending blindness that she has.
Impending blindness. This sounds scary.
It's not.
Okay.
I mean, I guess if you were in that situation, of course that's scary, but
yeah,
it's really good.
Oh, Larry wants to buy it too, but he hates buying trades. This sounds like an argument that you two must have a lot.
Are you? Well, I'm just confused. Are you talking about this, Dad?
I think he is.
I don't think you even said that to me. Okay. Buy it. It's a big trade too. Like, here's an average trade. I feel like I always grab the Scooby tray because it's near me, but it's quite big and wide and thick. I mean, not like, it's thin, but you know what I mean. It's the paper. It's nice paper quality. It's sturdy. Just get it, Dad.
I'll get it too, and we can argue about that.
There you go.
Said, hope you are both having a wonderful day. What was the espresso part? Oh, and now Cycle Cleveland is. Are you talking about? That's what that's all the Spanish Howard Stern knows. El equipo de pesca está en la casina. The chat's. I've lost control of the chat. He just does without. How are you doing on your Goodreads 2022 targets? Just curious, with a month left to go.
Let's see.
Going to be bad for me because I was doing well, but then we started moving and I just have not had a chance to read anything.
As every year, I start my goal too high and I change it. So I changed
1,000 last year.
Yeah, that was obscene. So I was like, this year I'll do 500 because I've done that before. But then, my life spiraled and I got laid off from my job and I couldn't concentrate on anything and I didn't read for a while. And then I got a new job and then I got a promotion and it was stressful. And anyway,
sounds like excuses to me.
I haven't read as much as I wanted to. Hey, you're moving, you get it. Anyway, but I did eventually a few months ago change my reading goal, which makes me feel better with my life. So good. People apparently judge me for that sometimes. I think that's silly because it's reading and we're all having fun. Anyway, so now it's 200. I just want to get 200 by the end of the year. I'm at 194.
Oh,
I think I can do it.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
I chose 200 and I'm 48 books behind schedule.
Just change your challenge goal. Just change it.
Well, the only reason I do this is to keep track of what I've read for my end of the year special. But let me see if it's. Does it have my most recent reads there?
I don't think you've been putting anything on it that I've seen lately.
Yeah, the last thing I put on there was October 27th, and I feel like I read stuff in November.
I feel like you did too.
I'll have to go. One thing I have trouble with putting on here is the singles that I read digitally from DC or Hoopla. I can always take a picture of the cover, but I have trouble getting it to recognize single issues.
You could just type it in. Type in the name.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, maybe I'll do that right afterwards because I read Ultimates by my favorite writer, Hickman, and it was great. And I need to put that in there. Okay.
Yeah, just type it in and find it.
Oh, this is an actual pretty good comment.
I mean, and I absolutely agree. And I'll say it, buying something based on format and not content quality is a weird thing. Yeah, Dad, it is a weird thing. And I don't understand it. And that's why I often gift him trades because I'm like, he'll never buy this. And
Will he read it if you gift it to him?
He's done it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe you have to gift him The Impending Blindness of Billie Eilish.
Yes. Billie Eilish.
Or whoever it is.
Billy Scott. Although,
her too.
I do like Billie Eilish.
Okay, good. I have never heard a single thing by Billie Eilish. I did
Billie
hear,
Eilish.
Cycle Cleveland will be happy to hear that I was forced to listen to Taylor Swift's latest album,
Midnights.
And
you enjoyed it?
I didn't hate it.
It's good.
Patty's niece was down for Thanksgiving, and while they were cooking, they put it on in the kitchen, and I was comfortable in my recliner, so I was not moving. So I listened to it, and I dug it. It was pretty good. And I guess it looked like she had a video for every song, or maybe they just had her playing, and maybe, I don't know how. I would walk in every now and then, and she would be on there singing the song. And I was like, is there a video for every single song? But they didn't know. They were just listening to it.
It's fun. It's good.
You can order Kill or Be Killed on organic priced books right now. Right there, baby. Save $2 on it. So it's already out, you're saying, or you can pre-order it. Is that a pre-order then? That must be a pre-order because I haven't. I'm not going to put Larry's rebuttal to that because it was such a good comment.
Yeah, it's also not a good rebuttal.
Forget it.
Forget that guy.
Great topic today. Can't stay, but I'll watch tomorrow. Hashtag I'm not Jess. That's right. You're your
Nice.
own person. You got your Kirby book from another place in Europe. Unfortunately, they jacked the price of the books where they, but still less expensive than ordering, paying shipping from US of A. This is a good question because I have you found anything cool while packing that you forgot you owned? I found several. These aren't big things, but I forgot that I had them. Harley Quinn variants that I forgot that I had, and so I put them right on the spinner rack. Eventually, once it's full of Harley, I'll do a new Instagram reel, since my last Instagram reel was when Tyler was visiting and he created it. So yeah, I found some really cool Harley covers for singles, and I don't think I've uncovered anything but that. I usually have a pretty good sense of what I own, even if I don't read it and or pose it figure wise. We're back to creators. Morrison for me is hit or miss. Kirkman is kind of meh for me. How far behind am I? Oh, very. Hickman comics kind of feel like Chris Nolan movies to me. Big on ideas, short on characterization. They're fun to me, though.
That's fair.
I have zero interest in The Walking Dead, but is Invincible worth the read? I have all of the Invincible books, and I've been told repeatedly by everyone how awesome it is. I've only made it through the first 3 volumes 3 times, and I never get past that. The first 3 volumes are great, and I want to keep reading it. That I think that's the only Kirkman that I've liked. I did like Firepower, though. I read the first volume of Firepower, and I did dig that. Sorry that I'm getting to your comments so late. Invincible is great. Here it is. Our guy, James
March
Abel.
1st.
March
Thanks,
1st.
James. James knows everything, doesn't he?
He really does.
You're killing it, James.
Is anyone else watching the new show Manga Chat? What? Why are you asking that in here? Maybe Kristen's watching it, not me.
Not even familiar.
I just don't like. I didn't like Outcast. I hated Astonishing Wolfman. I'm not a fan of Walking Dead. I'm not a fan of. His books just have done nothing for me. And I spent real money on that hardcover of Astonishing Wolfman and was so pissed at it that I poured root beer on it. And that was an expensive book. So I was, and don't come at me. Oh, you could have given it away. You could have donated it. That was like 4 years ago. So don't even bother. That's long in the past.
That's past Jess. He did stuff, whatever.
Right. That was 2018 Jess. Go talk to him if you're upset about it. He's not a very good writer. Okay, that sums it up. I didn't care for his writing. I do want to, though, honestly, read Invincible because I've heard so many great things about it.
Oh, for Kristen. Thank you. Forget about PD's She-Hulk, Omni. If you are not a fan of bombastic event-heavy story arcs, and the art is the weakest of all other Omnis plus Soul. Okay, but...
Event-heavy story arcs.
All right, it's good to know. But, like, do you have that near you, Jess? I just want to see it.
Yeah.
Can I see it?
That. Yeah.
Thank you. Love that. Maybe if I see it, I'll be like, oh, I don't need that. Or I'll be like, I need that.
It still has the shrink wrap on it.
Oh, I expected nothing less.
Jennifer Walters. Wait, I don't have a sharp edge thingy here. So
Can you show me the spine too? Okay,
Yeah, it's a
it's
cool
cute.
spine.
It's a good size.
Oh yeah,
Nothing
yeah,
too
it's like
daunting.
it's like an extra oversized hardcover.
Right, which I love.
Jennifer Walters, Bounty Hunter. She-Hulk is done with the courtroom and with the whole hero thing. Instead of practicing law, she's enforcing it as a fugitive recovery officer specializing in capturing supervillains. But what led to this life-altering change in direction? Why is Jen so jaded? And what secret is her partner, Jacinda, hiding? Peter David, scribe, famous, blah, 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 turns up life upside down for Bruce Banner's emerald-skinned cousin. Let me go find something sharp, and I will open it and show it to you.
Okay, awesome.
And you can talk to your dad.
Okay, so my dad says I love the original Savage She-Hulk stuff too. It's 1980 to 82. It's great. We're from a different era, obviously. Well, I did read the Burn. I feel like I read the Burn. I just need to finish off that older stuff, right? I feel like I need it. Cycle says, yeah, anything by Zoe Thorogood is a sure thing. At this point, absolutely, I agree. I've only read Billy Scott, but I want to read the rest, all of it. I love her art. My dad says, are you talking about Zoe? So, no, I was talking about the new Zoe book. Okay. Well, how can you only want the... Okay. Is my dad still here? I'm about to text him.
Wait, you want me to go way to the end of the chat?
I'm texting him. Why do you only want... I'm just texting him now. The new Zoe book. Okay. There we go.
Okay. Let's see. This is a live unwrapping.
Yeah. So pretty. Look at it.
Ew, it's without the shrink wrap.
Ew, you don't want it anymore. Throw it away.
Here, get rid of it. Okay, let's see some of the art. Ooh, this art looks fun.
Okay. Even though someone just said it's like the weakest art of all of them.
Oh.
It does look fun.
This art doesn't look weak to me. I mean, it looks comic booky to me, and we love comic books. This doesn't look bad.
No, this looks fun.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe you'll dig this. Oh, wait, what? There's a Skrull, green skin Skrull person. What's going on there? Yeah, no, I like this art. If I had time to read right now, I'd open this right up and read it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks fun.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, I'll buy it.
I think you should.
I think I have to.
Yeah. Oh, and it's got...
Oh, yeah. Show me the underneath.
Yep. Just a sec.
Okay, that's fun.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for showing me that.
Yeah. Did you kickstart this book?
I didn't. It was a bit too pricey for me.
Oh, was it?
You're like, I do it and forget it.
Oh, well, yeah, this was like 2 years ago that I did it, but
I remember when that came out. Yeah.
Yeah, it came with pins.
Oh, no, that's fun.
Yeah, no stupid ball.
Nice.
Okay. I just wondered if you kickstarted it.
No, I do want to read it though. It looks good.
Let's see. Recommendation: Lucille by by somebody. A fantastic and unusual graphic novel about a girl who runs away from home.
Okay.
Oh, here's Lethal Lucha TV. Hey dudes, I haven't caught you in a while. Yeah, are you writing that down?
I am.
Actually, I have screenshotted a bunch of things that Lars has recommended, so I just did that one too.
Cool. Thanks, Lars.
Thank you. Dream Eater 99. Life happens, but comics are eternal.
There we go. And
there's one reason we love them. Just have you heard of these things called blue zones, the places where people are most likely to live to be 100 or more? You should look into it. You're right, I
He's
should.
like, you
Except,
need this.
do I want to be 100? I've seen what happens past about 85 due to my wife's working in the retirement home community. Eek. If I hit 85, I'm going to start smoking. That's my goal. Yeah, this is a good question. How can people judge you for what your own goals are? Madness. Thank you,
Thank
Cheese.
you, Cheese.
And then he's not in the
you.
chat now, but there is a constant viewer who says that you can't count singles in your reads. And I'm like,
yeah. Hey, why are we all gatekeeping what people's goals are and how they use Goodreads? What's that about?
if I'm reading a single, that doesn't count as a read? Is it only 1,500 page omnis that count? I mean, what?
Doesn't make sense. Yeah, what? So I can't count like a novella either? Right? Doesn't make sense. It all counts. All reading is reading. It's just like people who are like, audiobooks aren't reading. It's like, yeah, that's reading.
You're
It's
absorbing the
all
information.
reading. Exactly.
That's a hard no from me.
I do that with my dad.
And what kind of condition do they come back in, though?
Just fine. Just fine condition.
Oh,
No, I mean
very,
the same.
very fine condition.
You know what? That's a lie.
Controversy.
Dad, are you still here? We let each other borrow 2 books, and we're like, oh, we'll trade, and then we'll both read the books, and then we'll talk about it on a show. Well, my dad didn't hold up his end of the bargain entirely. He was not ready with one of his books. He did end up reading one of them, and then he's like, I'm not going to read this other one. Well, he hands me it back, and I'm like, what's this on the corner here? And it looks like someone dropped it, and he's like, I swear I didn't drop it. I didn't do it. And I'm like, I don't think it was like this before. So I'm not saying something happened, but it could have. And look, I know he's got a cat, so she could have knocked it off. I don't know.
You have 2 cats.
Yeah. And these books stay behind a door, so they can't mess with them. So, in the times they haven't, you remember this, right? My Castle in the Stars, Volume 3.
Oh, yeah.
Is all chewed up.
Nod on it.
Yeah, because my cat Buffy just decided this is delicious because I left it out one day. I mean, and it's fine. It's readable, but come on now.
Let me see if your dad... Wait, I'm so far behind, but I don't see your dad responding about that.
He probably left.
Well, no, he was here as of 2:09. That was just 5 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
Okay, there he is. There's his answer.
Suppose we had to do it. There we go. Okay, that's fair. And that's fine. And I love her. So, okay, it's fine. Just saying.
Oh, the only blue zone is California in the United States. If it wasn't for the move, I'd have made it to 200, Sazmurph. But also, Kristen's right. I haven't updated for the month of November, so I need to figure out what I read. I think I read a lot digitally, and so that's what I need to go back to. I did it for Kristen. Taking the plastic off a book.
You call an ambulance.
The first Savage She-Hulk doesn't have any humor, though.
Well.
Just so you know, that's always been the fun part about She-Hulk, I think, is that it's funny.
That's true. But am I going to be bothered that I'm like missing one She-Hulk Omni?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah. I have a chair too. It's just behind me.
He was talking about when I was gone to unwrap the book, get the...
I get it.
Here's Chris. How's it going?
Hey.
Oh, this is a good point, Marcelo. The Lost Stumptown hardcovers should reappear while packing.
I remember those.
Maybe I will find those.
That'll be exciting. Does OmniCat?
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
I have a comic book crush like Jess does with Harley. No.
Yes, you do.
Do I?
Tilly Walden? Don't you have a crush on her?
No.
Oh.
I just love her books. I'm not weird.
I know. I'm just trying to get something started.
No. I mean, she's probably cool, but
I know. I'm
I love
messing
her
with you.
books. But I mean,
I'm messing with you.
no, I'm not weird like Jess. So
Uh-oh. I'm getting blowback from somebody on my Taylor Swift, but not from Cycle Cleveland. Of course, you didn't hate it. It's mathematically impossible to hate it. Oh, there is a video for every song.
Sure.
So there was.
that does seem like something she'd do.
Just read Daredevil by Brubaker 1 and 2. Such a good run. Definitely recommend it. Same. Less than 1 month to go in 2022. Jess, which title would you reckon to be a good buy and read for me to end the year? Oh, this is a tough one. This is what Call Me Top Gun usually goes at me with. 7 to Eternity or Miracle Man. Miracle Man is great, but it's also it was groundbreaking at the time, but now that you read it, you may not think it's that special because other creators have bounced off it. If you do read it, remember it was done in like the late 80s, I think. That's when I first started collecting in the trade paperbacks. I feel like it was 89 or 90 or maybe even earlier. I'm going to recommend 7 to Eternity Deluxe, but don't turn your back on Miracle Man because it's great. Oh, Lethal Lucha. That's not very punk rock. I'm out. It was forced on me.
I would argue Taylor Swift is totally punk rock.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I
Let's
would argue.
listen to this.
In the lifestyle sense, like you liking Taylor Swift and saying that to everybody is punk rock in the essence of it. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because you're like, F y'all, I liked it.
That's what I was saying.
That's all
Thank
I'm
you.
saying.
It's
Yeah.
totally punk.
Like what you like, okay?
That's right. I'm going to bristle up my hair and go into the mosh pit again.
I still love Spice Girls. Come at me, y'all.
Oh,
what do you want?
I love Spice
Oh, Reed's got
Girls.
something to say. He's in. Come here.
I'm going to chime in on the Taylor Swift punk rock.
Okay.
It takes a wildly punk rock artist to then take her previously recorded material, re-record it to say F you to her record labels
Yes.
and re-release it. Like that's
Yes.
up there with Jello Biafra, in my opinion. Taylor Swift is the Jello Biafra of today's
Jello Biafra from Dead Kennedys. I saw them
don't know if I can
live.
say that with a straight face ever, but I'm just saying.
Okay. Thanks, Reed.
No problem. It's what I'm here for.
I mean, that's true, though. How
That
true is that?
I didn't know about that.
Oh, yeah. She's been re-recording every album because they still have the rights and they won't give them up to her. So she's like, F you. She's been re-releasing every album. So there's like Red, Taylor's version, for like every single song on all the albums. So she can, and she's been re-recording them and re-releasing them. It's awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is totally punk. Good
Yeah.
for her.
Mhm.
I know nothing about her personally. All I ever see are pictures of her on the runway or something.
On the runway.
Yeah, like posing in front of
Okay.
Grammys,
Like a red
or the
carpet, maybe.
Grammys. Yeah,
Not quite a runway.
She's
But,
not.
I
guess
mean,
you
she's
could-
been a Record Store Day ambassador.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Come on
The
now.
most recent Record Store Day.
That's all you need to know is that she supports.
That's
Come on.
super punk.
Midnight's came out with like 5 different vinyl colors.
Oh yeah, that's right. Let's see. Okay, we have a Christopher Nolan battle going. I'm so on Nolan movies though. Love Dunkirk, Inception, and Memento. Wasn't a fan of Insomnia and the Interstellar and Tenet. Well, I'm not here to get in the middle of this fight, so I'm going to let you guys fight it out. But people like what they like. Andrew says, I had to stop reading a book because I found it so boring, so I switched to reading a character that I love. It is good to be reminded why we like reading comics. That sounds like maybe we should at least address a little bit of the topic so we don't lose all our viewers.
Sure.
But you're all here because you love comic books or collected editions of them or whatever. So you really shouldn't be running away to rewatch VG Plus's Ask Me Whatever. You have the notes. You have the amazing amount of notes. Comic books have been in my life. I will just say,
Yeah,
comic books have been in
please.
my life since I was 6. I'm 63 now. I took a break between when I was 17 and then when Dark Knight Returns and Watchmen came back. That got me back into comics. That was around 1985, 86. And I've been hard at it ever since. I took a little break in the 90s because I thought there was a bunch of dreck being put out. So I didn't take a break, but maybe I was more selective. But I never stopped collecting Sandman or Hellblazer or anything else through there. And so I've been a fan for a long time. And before Kristen gives you specifics, I will just say it's hard to, since we're talking to people that love them, it'll be easier to explain because like normal people out there, so-called normal people, why do you like comic books? Well, I like the art and the stories. I mean, really, what else can I say? They make me happy. Comic books make me happy. And that's what everybody in the chat is the same way. You love comic books too. I don't want to, I get that they're an escape, but I don't use them to escape anything. I use them, I feel like they make my life richer. Like if I haven't learned something, I've just been immersed in the story and just feels my life is a little bit richer after I've gotten done with a really good comic book. That's can be number one because I have 20 other things to say, obviously.
I mean, I think that's it's very well put. And you know, when you brought this topic to me, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to say anything that doesn't sound cheesy, because even what you said, a little bit sounds a little bit cheesy, right?
Okay,
because
goodbye. Kristen's done for the day. It's my show now. No, I'm totally kidding.
I'm saying there's no way around that, right? Because when you're expressing your love and interest in something, it just sounds like that, right?
Would it sound that way if you were discussing your love and interest in fine artwork?
Yeah, I think it'd be
cheesy.
Would?
Okay, I thought maybe you were singling out comic books because
No, I just think if you're talking about anything, it kind of sounds like you're, I don't know, just when we're like, yes, we like the art, yes, we like the stories, yes, this, yes, that, whatever. All right, I'm gonna jump around my notes then.
Yeah, get cheesy.
I just feel like every time I read a thing, I'm like, this sounds cheesy. I don't know. For instance, the first thing that popped in my head was there are stories for truly everyone. And that is something that, yes, I think we can say that about books too, books in general. But at the same time, here's a book near me, Zombie Cat Invasion. This is about zombie cats, okay? And let me just pick a random book near me. Okay, here's a Batgirl book, right? Totally different.
That's a good one.
It is a good one. I liked it a lot. Totally different. We all know DC, right? This is more mainstream than Zombie Cat Invasion, maybe. But, then there's like, I don't know, there's Buffy books around me. There's a lot of stuff around me that's different. Lumberjanes. Totally different than Zombie Cat Invasion. This is,
great.
Yeah, amazing. A group of girls at a summer camp trying to survive. There's monsters, there's shenanigans, there's hijinks, and it's a great story of friendship, right? At the same time, Gideon Falls is next to me, and this is some jacked up horror where you're like, what's happening the whole time? And it's great. Just like the most different things on every side and that we can pick up and have now more than ever. It's 2022. I'd say 30 years ago, we didn't have half of what we had now. Selection-wise.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And how cool is that, right? That's another reason that I just love comics. I'm like, it's never ending. People are putting out more and more and more lately, and it's all good and very different. And we can still like these are all things that are just in my home because I love them, and they're very different, and I love all of them.
What can you show me the reverse of that
Gideon Falls.
Gideon Falls. What's the on the back of it? What was the book in the thumbnail that looked scary that you were holding?
That was the first Gideon Falls.
Okay, that's what I that's
Yeah.
what I thought. Okay.
I should probably open this, but
Only if you're getting
No.
ready to read it.
exactly.
Or
Or if
show
I'm
it to
showing
me.
it on here.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a good question. From, oh dear, I'm going to botch your name. I'm so sorry. Dijkstra? Sorry, dude, but this is a great question. Or Dudette. I don't know what that name is. I apologize. Hey, Justin Kristen, is there any comic you would recommend to anyone without qualification? I've been trying to figure out what type of story has the most universal appeal. I don't know that I can answer that like right off the top of my head.
I
That's
think
a great question, though.
it's a good question, but it's also like I think it's really maybe impossible to answer when you put without qualification. So if you're wanting like something I would highly recommend to just anyone, I can do that, but I'm still probably going to be like, okay, you may not like it because XYZ.
Yeah, people are very different in their tastes.
That's what's hard.
Yeah, even you and I mean, you didn't like Hickvengers and I did like Hickvengers. I mean, right there,
Yeah.
That's the difference in us. And this is like a no judgment zone because everybody likes stuff that's different. I was going to say, this is a spoiler alert, but I don't see it being displaced as my number one book. The Many Deaths of Layla Starr. I feel like just about anybody could really like that book. Not your dad, because it's a trade. So he's depriving.
See, there you go. There's already one.
So I've already lost there. Yeah. So I don't know that we can answer that to any. People are so different in their taste. The book that we love may not, other people may not love. Silver Surfer by Slott and Allred was one of the few books that made me cry at the end. And that was my number one that year. But then there are people who don't like Mike Allred art or other
like
stuff
sci-fi kind of stories. Which I
yeah.
feel like, yeah. I mean,
so even my number one picks, I don't know that, or a Neil Gaiman book, Sandman. I gave that to my movie buddy, and she didn't like it at all. And she likes Neil Gaiman prose books. But she didn't like Sandman at all. And it does start out kind of rough. That first 5-issue story arc about the murderer in the diner, that's kind of, and introducing you to the Corinthian and stuff, that can be a rough start for some people. And a lot of people have said you should start with issue 8 and then go forward. But I gave her the box set of Sandman and she didn't dig it at all. But she loves the Netflix series, which I haven't seen yet, of course, because I suck.
Well, and then I think about like some of my all-time favorites that are very like contemporary slice of life kind of stuff, like indie books. A lot of people are like, no, I'm not interested. I just want to read Marvel and DC, which is fine. But then it's like, you're not going to like the thing that I want to tell everybody to read then,
Yeah. They won't be able to read On a Sunbeam or Essex County like you had in your thumbnail.
Yeah.
And On a Sunbeam, I need to reread because it was long enough ago that, I could pretty much remember why I liked it and stuff and how interesting a premise it was. But somebody that doesn't read indie titles isn't going to dig that. Oh, and this is 25 minutes ago. Sorry, Gerard. But when I was talking about Astonishing Wolfman, imagine giving the root beard copy to a kid. Let's see. Let me see if I can catch up at least a little bit. We're back to Blue Zones are where people have great quality of life even while living to these ages, which is part of the secret. Is Cleveland a blue zone? LOL, no. And that's when he said the only one was in California. And I don't know how I'm from California, and I can say California's got issues, starting with incredibly high taxes and incredibly expensive to live anywhere in the state now. It's not just the coast or the Silicon Valley. You try and buy a house in East Dumbledore, Apple Valley, and it's going to be way expensive. So California is becoming a place that's very hard to live, I think. Sardinia, Italy is one, and that place is great. I met an Italian man in Positano in his late 80s. He was sprightly and energetic and killing it still. Oh, wasn't talking about Goodreads, just meant your stacks of shame. I have 2 big stacks of shame. I may pack those myself and move those over just so the movers don't see that. Okay, so oh, I remember my first comic, Alvin and the Chipmunks Summer Special, and after that, Duck Comics by Carl Barks. Oh, Batmanda's here. I've been trying to use Hoopla in the local library more lately.
Yes.
Oh, here's your comic crush.
I mean, I guess, but I knew him before he was a comic. Before he was physically in a comic.
Okay, you're not playing at all.
All right, it's Reed.
Do y'all read more than one book at a time? I can only read one book at a time.
I'm always reading multiple books.
Oh, are you? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this is interesting. Razor, it's Loma Linda, California, but only because it's the Seventh-day Adventist enclave and their lifestyle is what causes it. The lifestyles in these places is key. That's interesting. And here, Reed is 100%. We're back on what's punk.
Psycho, you and Reed got to be BFFs, I'm telling you.
Yeah. It's punk in the sense that Johnny Cash was punk. Attitude, not genre and style. Johnny Cash lived the way he wanted to live and made music the way he wanted to make music. That is for sure. Have either of you read Books of Magic? I picked it up for pretty cheap. I was surprised that there was a third huge chonker Omni coming out because I thought I'd read all of it. I read the first 2 Omnis worth. This third Omni that I'm going to get is stuff that I haven't read that I must have just fallen off. I really enjoyed, if you're talking about the Omnis, I enjoyed those. If you're talking just about the book itself that spun off the Books of Magic series, it's excellent. It's by Neil Gaiman, and it introduces us to Tim Hunter, and it's really excellent. It's don't start. Hey there, advice for starting a comic channel? Yeah, don't. I don't need the competition. What have you learned? What have you learned?
Don't do it if you're interested in money.
Yeah.
I mean, just do it if you are interested in doing it. Just do it. Just do it. Don't wait around. Just do it.
This is like I would say this is close. Actually, I'll say this: starting a comic channel is kind of punk because you're doing it because you love it. You don't necessarily have to have any talent. Obviously, you just have to have a computer and a YouTube hookup and StreamYard if you want to do it live. I've learned that you only want to talk about books you really love, or you want to do something because you love it. I certainly wouldn't start a channel criticizing stuff, even though I'm famous for root beering books, but those stand out because mostly I love the books I review. And don't, if you're, be ready for it to start slowly, because we all start slowly. You're not going to get 10,000 viewers like your first day, or subscribers rather. But if you do what you love and you review stuff you love, the subscribers will follow you. I did see Jello Biafra live. It was a good experience. The only thing I didn't like, and this is totally punk, but I didn't like it, was that all these people were getting up on the stage with him and just like moshing on stage with him, and they didn't do anything about it. And I was like, hey, I paid to see the DKs, not these lunatics from the mosh pit, but that's punk. So that was just me. It was a great show. If someone sends me a Taylor Swift shirt, XL, I will wear it. I'm putting out a call to people. Please send me a Taylor Swift shirt. The most ridiculous Taylor Swift shirt you can find, send it to me, XL. I will totally wear it.
Love that.
I also love Tropic Thunder. That's a movie that couldn't be made today, but I love it, love it, love it. Oh, good. AVX Omni and Planetary Omni, your recommendation. Peace and love, Tyler Spencer. I'm glad that you could get some good books. Those are all good books. I liked Avengers versus X-Men. I don't know how anybody else feels, but I certainly love Neil Gaiman and Planetary. Yes. Yeah, that's true. You have to have a budget, which I always say and practically never do. I've been reading comics before I could read. Lethal Lucha has a thing for you.
Hey, Kristen, there's this new book called Damn the Mall by Cy Spurrier, Tech Guy Ritchie, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Hellblazer. It slaps. Jess, do you remember when I texted you about this book?
Yeah. We can't get this book, Lethal Lucha. This is the book.
Yeah, I started it, Lethal Lucha, and I couldn't get past like page 2 or 3, I think it was, with a real brutal cat death situation that I couldn't get past. I was like, no, I'm good. I can't.
Yeah, no way.
I don't know. I don't think I can go back to it. Unfortunately, it did sound cool, but
yeah. Sorry, Lethal. That sounds. And I love Cy Spurrier a lot.
And you mentioned Buffy, and love that. I love if there's a reference or something in there, but like,
yeah. No, I can't. Johnny, I do enjoy comics, but I appreciate even more learning about what others are into comics wise and and why. Also their history, journey with comics too. Pandemic lockdown plus mental strenuous in early 2020 led me to rediscover the poetic justice of sequential art and narratives in comics, which led to committing to new shelves for collected editions.
Nice.
Very nice. Also, interest in Taylor Swift is not a modern day Cello Biafra. Having a spine doesn't necessarily... Okay, although I like to say punk rock means something different to everybody. Yes, it does.
Also, we're just having fun here. Y'all don't need to get like...
Yeah.
We're just having fun.
Yeah, this isn't Jess's punk channel where I pretend to be an authority on punk. I just listened to it and went to some shows 40 years ago. Oh, that's sad. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, back in the days of, when Dungeons and Dragons wasn't cool to be playing. Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Larry. I'm glad you found an escape, but gosh, that's awful. And these are people's recommendations for all, for anyone.
Bone's a great one to throw out there, actually.
Blankets? Yeah. Bones, that could have, somebody might, I don't know what their objection would be to Bone.
Yeah, someone's going to have something about most everything. But yeah, but Bone's a nice one that I think that would have broad appeal.
Blankets? I think Blankets is a book pretty much anyone could relate to and enjoy. You're welcome, Gerard, because I got the trade, so now it's getting a deluxe. Oh, well, now Larry can get it once it's a deluxe. Giant Days, have you heard about that book?
You know what? What is it about?
It's about this giant and the days he has.
That's so funny.
Day Tripper,
it's a good one.
That is a good one.
It'll make you feel things.
But Taylor Swift's doing something about these ticket prices. I thought she was calling out to Congress to break up the monopoly because she doesn't set the prices. It's the Live Nation Ticketmaster monopoly.
Yeah, that's the real problem.
That Congress allowed to happen. That's the problem.
Well, plus the thing is, like, the kind of venues she literally has to play for public safety, they have to be big enough.
Yeah.
Are owned by those ticket you know what I mean? Like, so, like, I mean, maybe not owned, but you know what I mean? That's where they do their ticketing. That's all they can, you know. So
yeah, it's not like she can.
It's hard to get around that. I mean,
some 300-person club.
And let me get it clear. Like, let me set one thing clear. Taylor, I'm not like some crazy Swiftie either. I just think what I know about her is cool, and I like a lot of the music I've heard. But yeah, I'm with you. I mean, there's only so much you can do at that point. It was a mess. That whole thing was a mess. It's still a mess. But Ticketmaster in general, since they've went to that whole, like, what do they call it? Where
dynamic pricing or something?
Yes. That's should have never been allowed. Like, that's just incredibly
like
messed up.
$1,000 a piece because of that.
Oh my gosh, it's all nuts. I mean, when those Blink-182 tickets came out, like, nobody could even get any for the crazy prices they were because of the bots and everything. I mean, it's all a problem. It's a mess.
Yeah, and people were online. I think I read this in the newspaper because I don't go online, but people were going online saying, "Oh, Bruce isn't a man of the people anymore. But he's charging $1,000 a ticket." No, he's not. It's the dumb monopoly doing this dynamic pricing thing where tickets start at 100 and then because of demand go up to 1,000.
Yeah, and so many people don't get that. So they're like, "Oh, Taylor Swift's charging $500 a ticket." It's like, no. It's Ticketmaster. It's a problem.
Yeah. Anything by Carl Barks.
Carl Barks is great.
Yeah. I have Unstoppable Bar. Good to see you. I finally bought the comic that is your avatar. I didn't even know what it was. And I'm like, how does she have that image of Harley? It's the variant to Catwoman 36 or 32 somewhere. Wait, I just got, oh no, I turned off my mail. I got it for like $4 from eBay. Where is it here? It just says I charged me $4. What issue is it? See, person that wants to start a YouTube channel. It's not that easy.
Number one, always be prepared.
Yeah, which
Number
I'm
two.
not. Anyway, I bought this issue. It was Catwoman 32 or 36. I think maybe 36. Harley Quinn New 52 is my first comic book I ever read, and that's why you're a great viewer. And somebody hasn't read her Harley Quinn that I sent her.
I've heard about that book before. It's a little shiny in the wrapping currently. Listen, we need to do. I'm telling you, we're gonna read it, and then you're just gonna come on my channel and yell at me for taking so long to read it.
That's a plan.
Okay, nice.
Wait to do that. Thanks. I know it's an impossible question, but fun to hear your thoughts. Layla Star is up there for me as well. I've been thinking about Calvin and Hobbes. Not sure about Why the Last Man and Chew as fairly accessible. I agree with you on Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah, and I'd throw in like Peanuts, Mutts, all of the like classic strips that have that family appeal. Like the reason they were in a newspaper to begin with, because they do have broad appeal.
Yeah. Asif, peace and love. I am so sorry. I'm not a soccer/football fan.
Same.
I've even given up on the NFL. My team's so bad this year. Are you watching the World Cup or anything like that?
I don't sports.
She doesn't sports at all.
The only sports I like are in my comics, which is very true. Love a good sports comic.
Same with Riley and sports manga. He loves sports manga.
Sports manga and comics are, so good.
I got the first books of Magic Omni. Thanks for your opinion. That first I believe the original Books of Magic is in that. So you're set with that book. You will definitely dig it. Also, don't start a comic channel expecting to get free comics. That's true.
If only.
The best Books of Magic is Books of Magic by Cy Spencer and Dean Ormston and the original miniseries. Books of Magic with a K by Cy Spencer, and I don't know about this? What is it? Wait, what? Okay, I better write this down because I'm going to forget. Books of Magic with a K. This has all been okay. Books to check out. Books of Magic with a K. Cy Spencer. Spencer. This is called Dead Air. Person who wants to start a YouTube channel, and it's okay. Today's stream is like Hickman's comic or Nolan's movies. Chat is so far ahead, and when Jess addresses the comment, the chat gets steered back to the same topic. What, 2:35? Oh, I'm only 12 minutes behind. That's not too bad. Oh, just found that on Comics.
Hey.
I think I may be subscribed to Comixology Unlimited that I meant to cancel, but
use it a little bit.
maybe I'll start using it.
I do need to use it more myself. So.
Oh, and now Max and Bar are in the chat and going to be talking to each other about their crush on my daughter, which is cool for the cognitive exercise. My life. Well, I had a good run last year, so I'm okay. Have you all hung out in person? No?
No.
I would have liked to have gone to, was it Heroes Con you were at?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have liked to have done that. Type Biter. I will say you have a good name.
Yeah.
If you should definitely include Type Biter in your name for a comics channel.
Yeah. Let us know if you start. I'll totally watch. Jess won't. Jess won't watch you because he won't watch me, but
I don't watch anyone. And now we have some World Cup chat going on. I didn't notice them. Justin, Kristen, what was your first comic book? Well, we've talked about this before. I even know Kristen's answer. She probably knows mine.
Do you know my answer? What's my answer?
Wasn't it your dad bringing you reading comics while you were in the hospital with your appendix?
That's how my dad got back into comics.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then, okay, maybe I don't know.
Well, and I don't really know because I was given comics as a kid for sure, right? Like the Disney adaptation, Toy Story stuff. I know I had some of that. But yeah, when my appendix ruptured, I was 11. My dad got back into comics. So I started going to the comic shop with him. And at that time, I got into Buffy and got like all those old back issues of the Dark Horse comics. So I'd say something like that maybe. Or there's also this book I would collect called Emo Boy.
Oh, that's right. Emo Boy.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
I feel like that was the first I put on a pull list just for me that my dad was not interested in reading. And that was really fun. It was about an emo boy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Let me go out because I haven't emptied this case yet. I still have my first comic. I'm not going to get it because well, maybe I will just pull it out. Just a sec. Here's my chair again, Max.
It's a good chair. I feel like we're never going to get control of this chat. Let's see. I'm lost too. My dad said I love comics for a ton of different reasons now. Originally got into Escape. Oh, you already said, okay. I went way too far back. Way too far back.
Oh, these are my first two comic books. Batman
Those are cool.
186 and Batman 190. 186 is still in pretty good shape. It looks like I read this a lot. The spine is
Nice.
I'm not selling these ever. Ever. Okay, everybody's okay. Now it's turned into, I'll be able to catch up because now it's all about World Cup. Larry, I've met many to whom comics have helped through some rough, terrible teen years, and I did watch and appreciate your upload sharing more about that. Thanks, Johnny. Lethal, fair enough, LOL. What I meant to say was, damn them all reminded me of a gritty Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah, I was bummed out about the cat too, but I pressed on.
I mean, I've pressed on before from that kind of stuff, but it just really got to me that day. I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, you immediately texted me, and I was like, oh, that's off the list. 5,000. Eddie Vedder is the boss now. I'm not going to argue. Ticketmaster sounds like the lamest comic supervillain. That is awesome.
Yeah, they truly are, though, aren't they?
They are. They're a legit supervillain. We need to work them into some comic book.
Yeah.
Yes, the Jenny Frison Catwoman variant. I am so glad that that was your avatar, because then I saw it and had to get it. Oh no, This is. Whoops, sorry. Go back.
I was just saying, may I address the comment right above that?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, musicians aside. Of course, that's true. What I was specifically referencing, not that we need to keep on about this, because of how big Taylor Swift is. Yes, we're still talking about her, apparently. She can only play huge venues because otherwise there would be a safety issue. So if she still wants to tour and see her fans and live her life, which understandable, there are only certain places she can play due to safety reasons.
Same with Springsteen.
Exactly. Same with any Beatle, right?
Yeah, like, McCartney.
I mean, yeah, well, but I mean, even back then, right? I think about them, and it's like if they were here right now in the same situation.
Oh my gosh, tickets would be $100,000.
And it's a safety concern. Like, you can't just, and it's the same sort of deal. Like, you can't just really play anywhere.
Asterisks is a good place to start. I love Asterix comics. I read them in the thin, big trades originally when I was in my 20s, and I always loved them. And then I started getting the paper cuts versions. They're kind of small hardcovers. And then I stopped because somebody said that they were newly translated and they weren't as funny. So I need to read those books and make sure they're as funny as I remember them, because not only were they funny, but they had great wordplay and were very they were great wordplay, and they were fun and very language. It's funny because I think they're in French, and then they get translated. I guess in the original French, they're funnier. But there's so much historical reference and interesting stuff going on in them that Asterix were great books. Yes, you caught us live because I'm only 10 minutes behind. This is the book you sent me. I have not been able to read anything, Johnny. I definitely will read it. I appreciate the fact that you sent it to me, but I haven't been able to read anything. I have to get my November reads up on Goodreads, and December, I just don't think I'm going to be able to get to anything.
I read that several years ago, and I really liked it.
The answer is yes. Yeah, Unstoppable Bar says it made a fan out of her. When it comes to love of comics, I was lucky enough to grow up in Europe, getting to read both American and European comics.
Yeah, that's cool.
Cy Spencer's Book of Magic will be in volume 3. Okay, good. I'm getting that. how did I not? Okay, that's when I dropped off reading it because I didn't even know about it. What that Lars's comment leads us into some more of your points on why you love comics.
Because you don't have any more points, is that?
I other than I'll probably be able to bounce off some of the things you say.
Well, I think I want to skip over some of these, but because we don't have time. But I do like. Okay, so this is a point I made. Comics are much more mainstream right now, but still somehow niche and misunderstood. And when I say that, I think about, for instance, maybe a few months ago, I think it was, I was at my work desk reading manga on my lunch, right? 20th Century Boys. 20th Century Boys, for anybody who doesn't know, there's a cult. People are dying left and right. The cult takes over the world. There's murder, okay? It's not lighthearted, I would say to you, right? But I'm reading this during my lunch break, and a coworker of mine comes by. She says hi. I say, hey. So she starts going. She notices I'm reading something. She comes back, and she's like, hey, what are you reading? And then I'm like, oh no. How am I going to describe what manga even is, let alone like this person clearly is not going to get it. So I kind of like tilted it so she could see some of the art, and I was like, oh, I was about to say something. She cuts me off. She's like, oh, funny books.
Funny books.
Funny books. She's like,
That's
oh,
in the 60s.
she's an older lady, but she definitely remembers the 60s. She's like, oh, funny books. She's like, yeah, I used to read funny books too. Sometimes you just need a laugh, right? And then I was like, yeah, totally. And she walks away. And then I'm just thinking, someone just got murdered on like the page before I just read. Like, these are not funny books, lady.
Yeah.
So I just feel like there is something cool about, they're more widely accepted. We see them in more places now, which is nice. But it's still a weird kind of niche and misunderstood thing. We're all like part of this club of really enjoying this thing that, yes, thankfully is more accessible now and more people are into. But at the same time, I would get comments like that if I'm publicly reading something.
Also, kudos to you for saying niche and not niche. I like that.
Thank you. Thanks
Very
so
nice.
much. Thanks
It
so
did
much.
not go unnoticed.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, she did turn you down because you had a girlfriend and that Israel thing. You're not Israel itself, but the fact that you were half a world away. I think that had something to do with it. I don't know that she said that. That was her first book.
No.
Jess, I think that is Omar's comic book story origin. LOL. What? I'm 10 minutes behind. What did I miss?
I don't know.
I miss Real Buffy.
Me too.
This is addressed to you.
Oh, I did read those Emo Boy books with you, though, after you got them. Did you? I didn't remember you reading them, but okay.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I did take good care of my comics. Hondo, how's it going? Hondo actually works at a venue in San Francisco, so he could have input.
Chime in on the Taylor Swift talk.
Yeah, this Taylor Swift show. Hello, my good cats and dogs. I once asked Joe Hill what his favorite comic book, and he paused and said Batman Year One. I think that's a good rec for both newbies and longtime readers. I think so too. But I don't know that I could hand my wife or daughter Batman Year One, and I think that they're more likely to read something like earlier said Bone or Blankets. If it's somebody that's into comics, well, whatever. I love Batman Year One, and VG Plus Condition loves Batman Year Two. What's going on with that? That book sucks, and he knows it. I don't know why he's hanging on to that. Oh, I also pressed on with Stray Dogs, but haven't picked it up, and so I get what you guys are saying. Oh, heck. I have the first trade paperback of Stray Dogs. I was worried about that.
Oh, I mean, that's what everybody says. That's why I'm like, I don't think I can do that.
I'm not.
If you do it, let me know. But like, yeah, Lethal Lucha. Totally, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, there's no way. My first comic was Clerks, the comic book trade paperback.
Funny. Okay. Was that good?
Was it good, Chris? Do you remember it being good? Asterisk were the first comics I read as a kid. Also a Belgian comic called Urbanus, which was interesting. Yes. Elise, is that a Legion of Superheroes avatar? Yes, Johnny. Legion forever. Nice. Long live the Legion. That's what I like to hear. Legion of Superheroes. Right on, man. Oh, we might be a little bit caught up.
Ha, Kristen. Funny books is what my mom and father-in-law call them, as you know. Oh, you mean my grandparents? It's weird you typed it like that.
This is the best. I still get made fun of it for it. LMAO. When I was a kid, my grandpa would save me a big bag of funnies he saved from reading the paper. Good memories. That's because you were reading a manga. Oh, manga's okay. It's just not for me, but it's for her.
I don't even understand the comment though, Bar. Like,
She thought it was funny, a funny book.
I guess because it's black and white.
Black and white.
Because I mean, the art
comic books are funny, like Deadpool, Hellions, Mouse.
Is that a joke?
You just threw that in to make
I feel like
sure
that's
I
a
was
joke.
paying
Okay.
attention. Exterminators. Mouse. You just wanted to see if I was paying attention. Do not know why comics is a thing for me, but from the first time I was introduced to them, I knew this was it. That's a good point. There were a lot of kids that liked comic books as I was growing up, but nobody was into them as much as I was. I was collecting them almost from the very first minute I started reading them. And I don't know why. I can't explain. I don't know that any collector can explain why they collect what they collect, whether it's stamps or coins or lunch boxes, but this particular collectible you can read and get supreme enjoyment out of. I just don't know that I could get the same fun out of collecting. I mean, I have collected old radios and lunch boxes and stuff, but that was just a sec. I have to tell my wife I'm still on the air. But that was just fun for decoration. But this medium that we collect, you don't only collect them, but you get a ton of enjoyment out of reading them. I think you're right about the niche thing, because people still have a Batman 66 sort of vision in their head of pow bam splat type of comics. They don't know that right now is the golden age of comics because of the reasons you said, the huge variety, and that variety, a lot of it is really good.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I have way too much to read because I know it's going to be good. And I'm like, well, I have to get that because it's going to be good. Ascender by Jeff Lemire. How am I not going to get that? I have to get that. And Son of Kal-El Volume 2. Well, I read Volume 1, so I have to read Volume 2. And then there's all this other stuff that I'm probably never going to get to by the time I croak. But I have good intentions. I really want to read them. But whether it's Marvel, DC, or any of the indie things, Oni Press, any of the independent stuff, the stuff you love, you could come in my room and throw a dart. You better not throw a plastic dart, and you'd hit a good comic from all types of publishers. I have European comics in here too.
That's a point I made too. I wrote down that there are never comics coming out that I'm not interested in. Like, it is nonstop still. We have stuff coming out now more than ever it's easier to like get things out to. I mean, Kickstarter is the #1 publisher of comics.
I didn't notice that. I didn't know that.
That's a true thing, which is bonkers, right?
Yeah.
Like crowdfunding comics is huge now. You have people still putting together zines, super small press stuff, you know, things that like you may never hear of unless you go to that con and you see that little table of that person out there still trying to hand sell their comics. I mean, it's amazing. There's tons of stuff out there. We'll never see it all, unfortunately, but it's wonderful.
Yeah. You know what I'm mad about is that one day, eventually, I will pass away and they're still going to be putting great comic books out that I won't be able to read because I'm dead.
That
That
is
sucks.
very annoying. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super upsetting, in fact.
Super annoying. I just got a dog in May. Stay away from stray dogs. Oh, you liked Batman Year 2? Peace and love. You can like whatever you like, but I'm always going to make fun of VG Plus Condition for liking it. T-Lar Blunt is in the chat, or he was 6 minutes ago. T-Lar Blunt, they were talking about you earlier, wondering where you were, and I said that you gave birth to a baby and that you're taking care of it.
And congrats, Tyler. It's wonderful.
My dog's photo got printed on Stray Dogs #5, where you can send your dog's photo and they printed it. Oh, so it's special for me. That's cool.
Super cool.
My first comics were probably Simpsons comics. Those are good, from the grocery store.
Oh, I remember when grocery stores had comics. What a good time.
I used to get mine from the drugstore on the spinner rack.
Love that.
That was great. Reading Legions of Superheroes from the early 70s, drawn by Mike Grell. Brilliant. Clerks 3 was a letdown. It was too serious and depressing. Although, are they still clerks after 30 years? I imagine it is depressing. I saw the first one. Wait. I've lost track of the chat now. Comic books is the only thing that still gives me childlike enjoyment. Larry agrees. I liken reading comic books to meditating. I like that. Nice. Yeah. Sorry, sweetie. I'm going to be gone 3 hours meditating.
It's for my health. Like, just let me be.
I'm totally using that. Jose, my first comic as a teenager shocked the pocket money out of me as the Batman issue situated me to call to call on me to vote whether to kill or not kill Robin. That was a 900 number that you had to pay for. Nobody liked Jason Todd, so they killed him. Awesome 70s Legions of Superheroes. One of my favorite comics was only Kickstarter until last year.
Here we go. Why aren't you telling us what comic that is, Chris? Please.
Yeah, what comics did you get, Chris? Now people are kind of feeling sorry for me. Well, I am up there, you know. Okay. That's right. My videos will live on forever. Gotta live that Blue Zone life, Jess. I gotta be a Seventh-day Adventist in Loma Linda, apparently. Comics in a drugstore? It was the 60s and 70s. The 80s, I started going to an LCS when I started. I think that's when LCSs started. That was the only place I could find Watchmen and Dark Knight Returns was an LCS. Yeah, I think they must have yanked comic racks out by that point. We're talking about Legion of Superheroes. I've been hearing, interesting enough, it was Jess that got me interested in them through his Silver Age omnibus reviews. That is a point to type biter. If you're going to start a channel and do what you love, I didn't think anybody, and I got to get back to this, reviewing and overviewing my Silver Age book omnis, because those were the things I was interested in, and they didn't get many views at first. And now I go back and look, and some of them have like 15,000 views, which is a lot for me. I'm a small channel. but almost all those Silver Age overviews have thousands of views, and I'll review like a new book and it will only get 100 views, but you never know what's going to happen down the line. So my point is, don't get discouraged. If you're doing something you love, don't get discouraged if it doesn't get a lot of views, because if you stick around long enough, it'll be one of the first things that pops up when people Google it. If you type in Neil Adams Batman Omnibus on Google, you can go do it right now, see if I'm right. I think my review of it, where I say why I hated it, actually comes up within like the first 4 or 5 things. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I seem to remember that. Jeebus Cripes, I was trying to hang through the whole thing, but you guys can go on forever. Reminds me of the Jerry Lewis telethons. That's a poll. Prince used to randomly play small venues, so Taylor can play small venues. A lot of people wouldn't be able to get tickets. Well, I'm not going to. Honda works at a venue, but I'm not going to. I don't want to keep.
Well, and there's not an argument. Can. Yeah. Like we were saying, she could. Anyone can do anything. That's how this works. It's just this. There's safety involved. I don't think it's smart. It would not be a smart move.
Well, this is a good point, Elise. The books that I want DC to release are the late Silver Age, early Bronze Age Batman and Superman, when it got really good after being so crappy in the 60s. This is what I want, but we're just getting the first Silver Age Batman book now. It's 1955, 13 years worth of Omnis to get. I'm not kidding. I'll be 70. If I make it to 70, who knows? By the time we get to that time period, the one thing that I want so much collected is that era, and DC is like a snail. Oh, Chris says, sorry, Destiny New York by Pat Shand.
I'm writing it down. Interesting.
Okay. My favorite stuff you put out are the reviews of older comics. Well, that's what VG Plus Condition has always counseled me on, that's what I should be doing. And you're probably right. And also Taylor Talks Comics has also been bugging me to do that. So once I get set up in the new place, I'll start doing that. You're right, Daniel. Thank you. I appreciate that. Just finished Catwoman by Brubaker and loved it. Good. Between Mark Waid Flash and Seeley King Grayson Omnis, which should I read next? I will say that you should wait until volume 2. Get volume 1 of Mark Waid Flash. Wait till volume 2 comes out and then read it all together. But the Seeley King Grayson Omni is already out and is complete and is awesome, and you should get that. But also get the other one and wait.
I did love Catwoman by Brubaker.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's really awesome, huh?
Yeah, we talked about it together.
Yeah, we did. Didn't we review it?
Yeah. Yeah.
OmniDog is the biggest channel in my heart. Thank you, Razor.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, I'm second on Google. Woohoo!
Second in what?
When you Google Neil Adams Batman Omnibus.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. See,
That's cool. Yeah.
Type Fighter, it can happen. Dreams can come true. You can be second on Google. Your Silver Age reviews. Hey, Cody. Reviews were what brought me here, and I've stayed for the wonderful community feel. Thank you. Well, thank you, and I better get going on those Silver Age reviews. I have plenty of books that I don't think I've reviewed, although given my memory, I better go back in my library and check, or I'll do Catwoman of East End again, and I've already done it with Kristen. No, let's continue. I just want to see the Cowboys win another Super Bowl before I die. That's what I'm worried about. The Rams won the Super Bowl, and I'm afraid the clock's ticking on me now because I got to see them win another Super Bowl.
What was your
Was
first
it Emo
Western
Boy?
comic book? Yeah, like I was saying. I mean, my dad gave me like those Disney adaptations. I do remember a Toy Story comic or something, but probably Emo Boy or the Buffy Dark Horse stuff.
Yeah, at some point we are going to have to stop. We do love
Yeah.
comics, as you can see, and so does the chat.
We'll just do a part 2 sometime.
Yeah, why we
Why not?
continue to love comics.
Yeah. Why we still love comics.
I was just seeing your review video. I reviewed Tokyo Ghost. I don't even remember that. So this is getting a reprint and you published 5 years ago. Oh, those review videos are great for a new collector. Okay, good. I forgot that I reviewed Tokyo Ghost. Thanks for all the tips. I have 2 busy weeks ahead of me and then I'll start making videos. Just don't call it Type Biter's Vault. Just call it you got to work Type Biter in because that's funny. Something about your review of older comics is very peaceful and serene to me. I'm weird. No, it's part meditating, as we just heard.
It is. Yes.
Yeah, it's peaceful and serene, and you're meditating. It's not weird. And I appreciate that, Daniel, a lot. Here's Craig Stewart. How's it going, buddy? Jess with the memory of a grandpa. Well, Omar is way better. I don't know how Omar and Riley can do it. Omar in particular remembers every comic ever he read. As soon as I read a comic, it gets pushed out of my head when I'm reading a new comic. Whatever old comic was in my head, it gets immediately pushed out. But Omar, I mean, he remembers panels from books from 1982, Incredible Hulk or something. I will give this to Omar. As much as I like to tease him, he has an incredible retention of what he's read. Oh, okay. Real Big Cohen. Nice.
Nice. You got to change that avatar so we know.
Yeah.
We know the guy.
And so everybody's saying hi to Craig. Good. Hi, Craig. Craig's a good guy. I personally, here we are again. I don't think any artist should have to downsize to a smaller venue because of Ticketmaster's monopoly. Peace, hashtag peace and love.
Yep.
Haven't been able to catch you guys lately, but I'm glad I did. This has been enjoyable. We have had viewers ever since we started, so this is kind of amazing. And I don't know how much I have left in me, but we will see. Whoever has the Speed Racer avatar, Johnny loves it. I already showed that.
I think Unstoppable Bar came after we talked about that.
Oh, but she was the one that asked the question.
Really?
It was these, Bar. Don't you remember? You asked the question, didn't you?
I think maybe someone else did.
Oh, someone else did?
Yeah.
Oh, I apologize, Bar. It's these two. I still have them here. Batman 186, still in pretty nice shape. And this one I obviously read a lot because the spine's crap. Batman 190. I apologize, Bar. Somebody else asked that question. I thought it was you.
Yeah,
I am a fan of. I used to watch Darkwing Duck with my daughter, although I don't think she dug it as much as I did. But I never got to see Gargoyles, and Gargoyles is supposed to be really good.
Yeah, I was a fan of both, but I'm super stoked about Darkwing Duck in particular.
Would you recommend Superman? Oh, yes, I would. This is what they should have done. What Warner Brothers should have done is taken Birthright, given it to the DC should have given it to Warner Brothers and said, make this a movie. Birthright is so perfect. It is the perfect Superman comic. It is the best Superman comic. And I have a lot of Superman comics that I love. Birthright by Wade is 100% great. I loved Man of Steel, and all the other Superman movies, but that book is what should have just been, boom, word for word, make it a movie. Okay, well, we agree on that. Roasting Omar. I, peace and love to all Jews. I love everybody, and if you guys can bond on that, that's great. I didn't pick up on that. Did you guys mention books that really make you love comics, or was it a general chat of why you love them? We've been all over the place.
Yeah.
So right now, it's just why we love them. Do you have another point?
Should I, or should we just pause that and wait
Maybe we
until
should
next
pause
time?
that and say, "Oh, I'm watching the game and the stream at the same time."
Okay, that's why I got confused, because I was like, we did that. Maybe that was someone else. So,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
makes sense.
Jess, you were one of my first YouTube inspirations is some people tried to tell me no one would want to listen to some old guy talk about his books, and I was like, well, I am an old guy. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Has everyone liked this live chat already? Yeah, please hit the like button and subscribe, and also go to Organic Price Books with my code OmniDog. Or 5% off shipping 3 or more books together. OmniDog, ship it together. I might be sort of caught up. Birthright, a deluxe edition is coming soon. That's right, Raphael. And if you don't own it, you should get it. I have not. I own it.
Oh, you mean Volume 2 of Gideon Falls that I keep grabbing? And I need to open the plastic on?
I haven't. I have it, but I haven't read it yet. And I haven't finished it. I think I've only read up through issue 4.
Oh, you should get back into it.
I know.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't understand Reddit, but I read that the Kanye subreddit has been turned into a Holocaust awareness subreddit, which is pretty great.
I heard that too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
that is great.
cool. Yeah.
Y'all go relax and enjoy your evenings. Psycho Cleveland, that's cool.
Thanks.
Peace and love. I recommend Deadly Class. Yes, because in addition to being great, the protagonist is Nicaraguan, comic book fan living in SF during the 80s, like myself. Up and there's Deadly Class.
It's good stuff. I still need to get the third one. I don't have it. But...
I saw the 4th one got solicited for May or June.
It's the final one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exciting. These are such nice big hardcovers too.
They really are. Those Remender books are just gorgeous. How do you not rip the plastic off the second you get a comic? I'm impatient. That's the way I keep track of what I've read and what I haven't read. I don't, and lots of people jam me up saying, but then if there's an error in it, you won't know for 5 years. And yeah, but that's just how I am. I like keeping the plastic on my comics. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't mind it either. It's like, what's the point? If I'm not going to read it yet. Nah.
Yeah, why should I take the wrap off if I'm not going to read it? I mean,
plus, here's the deal. Here's the deal. You and I feel like we've both been there. It's going to sit on the shelf. Maybe it'll sit on the shelf for a few years. And by the time we're like, oh, should we read this? And we're going through our collection. Maybe we're curating it and we're getting rid of some stuff. If I have a sealed book on my shelf that I'm like, clearly I'm not going to read that. If I sell it, it's obviously worth more now because I have not opened it.
Yes, that is true.
And it may be out of print. And then there we go.
Yeah, we need Dosh too, you know.
It's a smart financial choice is what I'm saying. Do I ever really do that? No. I'm just saying I could.
Right. I probably mentioned it before. Oh, I have a book that my friend Super Laugh Hard sent me that is by that author that you... Okay, wait, here it is. Oh, it's actually what you are talking about. I have the book. Super Laugh Hard sent it to me all the way from Scotland. So how about that, Lars? I own it. I haven't read it, but I own it.
Can I see some inside page?
Yeah, just
perhaps.
Yes.
Cover looks cool.
Centuries End, the Black Order Brigade, the Hunting Party. Oh yeah, this is European.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Oh, this art is actually really cool.
Yeah, that looks good.
So Lars, how about your boy? He's got the book you were talking about. I'm feeling pretty proud right now.
Nice. Nicely done.
Thanks to Sunny, also known as Super Laugh Hard, who sent me this. Whoop, I probably shouldn't show that. Yeah, I can show this. Well, I already.
I mean, you were technically showing all of that, just so you know.
Oh, really? Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. So I will read this and let you know, Kristen.
Sounds good.
Because Sonny is a great guy and he sent me all of these books. I mean, it was a 35-pound package from Scotland that cost some serious money, and he would not take my money for it. And he said, if you want to repay me, I'm desperate for Legends of Dark Knight 192. And I'm like, okay. I found it for like $5 on eBay. And he's like, oh my God, I've never been able to find it here. Oh, I'm so happy. And so it cost me like $20 to send it to him, more than the comic cost me, but it made him happy. And he made me happy by sending me, well, it started out with the Daredevil by Zdarsky first hardcover. And he just said, oh, I have that. You can have it, which is wildly out of print. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And then he sends me this huge care package of European comics along with it. So
very nice.
What do you think about that, Lars? Let me see if you've answered yet. Come on, Lars. Tell me I'm great.
There he goes.
Then you definitely read it right away. 2 of the first comics that convinced me that it was more than child entertainment. How big is that book? Well, I'm going to have to move these Batman comic books because I'm scared about them getting knocked over. Here is a She-Hulk complete collection. It's pretty big. Very oversized.
Love that.
That's pretty much what he sent me, is a ton of oversized books. He is a legend. Appreciated getting a sealed Walt Longmus Thor omnibus from Jess. Yes, I did send that to you. And was taken aback by how thick the clear plastic ceiling was. Excuse me. I think that was the first printing. So it was really thick because it was thick paper, right, Johnny? Like the first Fantastic Four Omni, they were like that. I'm sure that image is going to get screenshot too. I'm sorry I did it. Okay. Oh, you have a good point. They are polys. I need to get Mylar. You are 100% right. They're bagged from 20 years ago.
Yeah, throw those away.
Oh.
Those have emitted gas.
Oh, okay. That's a good point. I'll get Mylars. In addition, it's been turned into a Taylor Swift fan subreddit. Is that real?
I bet it is real because of the Taylor Swift Kanye thing.
Even I know about that.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's funny.
I'm listening while finishing drawing a comic book page, and I have like 20 minutes left. So if you could go for another 20 minutes, that would be appreciated. Nice. Well, it's 3:30, so I will give a 10-minute warning because that was 7 minutes ago. So we'll give you 17 minutes. 10-minute warning, peace and love. But Kristen has to go see Oliver Treehouse somewhere.
Oh my gosh, if only. I wish. Want to know who my top Spotify artist was this year?
Yeah.
It's Oliver Tree.
I wonder who mine was, because I tend to listen to the same song over and over again. I don't really listen to albums that much. I wonder who. Wait, they have that as a choice for you on Spotify.
Yeah, if you just go to If you just go to your page, the Wrapped thing is on there.
Your 2020 Wrapped.
Mine was, yeah, there's music, so.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I don't
We're just
even
gonna
know
watch
what
it?
it is.
Okay, here we go.
I ventured into the genre verse, apparently. What the hell is that?
You explored 43 different genres. Tons of ambient music. No one's surprised.
Can we get to the...
You can skip past them by tapping them.
Oh,
So if you don't care about one of them, you can.
your morning started with minimum... Oh, come on. Oh, I love this music.
Because it's music if you listen to.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
How am I... What the... Oh, don't start over, you son of a bitch. How do I skip this?
You just tap it. You tap it and it'll go to the next. Okay.
See, we're back to the beginning.
You're doing it wrong, but all right.
What the hell? I see the little lines up there like a Instagram reel.
Anyway,
Okay,
it's
I'm
not
gonna
like
let-
anyone's going to know what your top artists are because they're all ambient music things, right? So
Probably. I'm going to let that play until it shows me what it's doing. It kept going back to the genre verse. Okay, Batman. Yep. Okay. Is really dope. Okay. Looks way oversized. Well, I don't know.
it didn't work for me. I've yet to get a comic book.
I sent you Harley Quinn.
Hey, that was not because of that though.
Well, no, that's because you were my friend.
Yeah.
That's true. Yes, I'm impressed, and you're really lucky having someone with such great taste sending you books. You're right about that. He is a wonderful person. Having worked with Bilal, okay, just a sec. I'm checking my. Your total playtime was 41,000 minutes, more than 88% of other listeners. With one song, it was Love at First Listen. Ah, your top song was Made of Stone by Evanescence.
Oh, interesting. Super interesting.
You played that? Yeah, I love that song.
I didn't even know you listened to Evanescence. Okay, nice down. What's under that? It's gonna go. It's gonna hit to the new one. It's gonna. Yep,
Oh!
there it goes.
What the?
You have to touch your finger and pause it and.
Here's your top. This is when I hate technology.
When you can't
Okay.
use it, right?
Well, that's the issue. You told me to tap it. This is my top artist. His name is 36.
Okay.
He's ambient.
Okay.
You couldn't stop listening to Symmetry Systems. No, that's true.
Interesting.
Just show me the freaking artist.
Okay, here we go. Anybody else we know? Okay.
Yeah, that's
Brian
all
Eno.
ambient. Yeah, it's all ambient. But I listen to Evanescence the most. That Made of Stone.
Interesting.
Now I'm an onion. Oh, that's a whole thing.
Should I show my top artist?
If you, yeah, I'm
I
sure
already
you know how
got
to
it.
do
Yeah,
it right.
I already screenshotted it. Yep, there's Oliver.
Oh, that's
no,
Oliver Treehouse?
is it gonna? I mean, he looks ridiculous. Oh
He
no,
looks
it's
like
not.
Sam Kinison.
Can we even? There we go. Okay, so second, Tegan and Sarah, who's shocked no one.
No, yeah, even I knew that.
It's not even like, yeah, it's not gonna. Anyway, Tegan and Sarah, then Green Day, Company of Thieves, and Demi Lovato. That's it.
Replay from beginning. I don't think so.
Take me off, Jess. What is this?
Oh, sorry. I was looking at my Spotify baloney.
It's okay.
I'm trying to get back. Well, anyway, so yeah, I listened to 36 a lot, and my favorite song was Made of Stone by Evanescence. I dig her voice a lot.
Yeah, she's good.
Let's get back to Jose having worked with Bilal in the mid-2000s, curated his exhibition of original drawings and art in collaboration with the French embassy in Thailand. Those were the golden memories as a young curator. Jose, you've been holding out on us. That's a really interesting factoid. Who else have you curated? What else have you done? That's the French embassy in Thailand, and now you're in Singapore? What do you do? What's going on in your life? This is interesting. Throw questions in the chat, make Jess forget about. Yeah, I know. Sorry. I was going through my Spotify. Sorry, everybody. Tap on the top left of the screen. Well,
I tapped on the right to go to the next slide.
This year it's back to layers of an onion. Oh, wait. Maybe okay, no. Okay. Yeah, she's right. It makes it go back.
Well, yeah, to go back, it's left. To go forward, it's right.
Okay. Oh, okay. But to go forward, it's
just like a story.
Yeah, on Instagram?
Yeah, because that's what it's mimicking.
Oh, okay. Well, everybody knows. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows. Oh, Lord of the Rings soundtrack. I should put that on. That's good. Oh, Jesse say what? Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
The best. Well, I'm just going to say we're the best duo ever. You don't have to limit it to dog and cat. Bar, you may be onto something. It's diabolical but brilliant. Bar's Books channel. Send me books. Well, I get a lot of people wanting me to review their floppy comic that are smaller, independently published. And I have good intentions. I want to review their comic, but I
just send them to me. Send them to me.
Okay,
I'll read that. I'll read that nonsense.
Okay, I will do that. I have a whole pile of them. I think Deadly Class 4 was meant to release in March, but got pushed back to June 28th. Okay. Have you ever read Jason?
Yes.
I read a Jason book.
I read one I loved. The rest I didn't love.
I just read one, and it was.
Yeah, the one I loved was Hey Wait, and it was great. I think it was called Hey Wait. Now I'm questioning everything. But yeah, it was very good.
Lars, I got the new Jason book, but I haven't read it yet. I love his stuff. Road Crash TV. Oh, because it'll be so messy. He's in for it. I don't know, Bar. This is where we're getting YouTube channels launched. Maybe I have to send Kristen and Reed some Christmas chocolates from Finland too.
Oh.
As far as sending her a book, how to get you something for someone who seemingly has everything. She doesn't have any Superman books.
Don't send me that, please. Thank you.
That shows you how we don't judge on this channel. Those chocolates are really good. He sent me a couple boxes of chocolates, and they were awesome.
Nice.
Justin Bieber was my number one artist. No judgment here. Wow. Yes, Ludovico Einaudi he's awesome.
Love Life Goes On by Oliver Tree. I'll tell you what, it gets better than that. You should listen to some other songs because they're great. But I like Life Goes On.
Well, I thought I knew music technology, but apparently I don't. Oh, we're losing Larry. We're only going to be on another minute. Wes Montgomery. Max had me listen to enough Wes Montgomery that he's always a top suggestion on YouTube now for me. Random question, but have you guys seen and did you enjoy The Batman?
I actually still haven't seen it.
I saw it and loved it. Loved it. I tried to pronounce every letter in the sentence loved, the word loved. So yeah, I want to see it again. Do collectors in the house? Does Super Sons count as a Superman book? She was ready.
No. No. Absolutely not. No,
It
it
is
does not.
so awesome.
It's so good.
It is so great. That's why I love comics. They're just I just love them. Don't judge yourself, Bar. We saw your picture
No.
with Gal Gadot. You were very lovely with lovely curls.
Yeah, and like what you like.
Yeah. Are we talking about your looks or your collection?
I believe Justin Bieber is what we're talking about.
Oh, sorry, Bar. Well, I did say you were lovely, so it's okay. But yeah, Justin Bieber, whatever. Like who you like.
Yeah, why not?
In a nutshell, my daytime is occupied in the contemporary art industry as an art curator consultant. What a job! Being also a gallerist in the past decade and more. But I'm here purely as a comics fan. Wow, art curator consultant.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Thank you. Blind Boys of Alabama was my number one. He's in Finland. Which I don't know why I said that. Wes Montgomery, what genre? He's jazz and an amazing guitarist. Max is an amazing guitarist too. Max sends me stuff all the time and it's brilliant stuff. Get out of here. Stop watching my channel. What do you mean? Get out of here. What's wrong with you? Leave now. Another reason to love comics, I discovered my top song, Deal With It by Riz Ahmed, because it was featured in Ms. Marvel and wouldn't have found it if I didn't read comics.
Nice.
Oh, Lethal Lucha, what are you still doing here? I told you to get out. I like that there was a 10-minute warning half an hour ago.
It's true.
Let's go till 7. Glad you enjoyed it, Jess. It's my favorite superhero movie, I think. Craig, you and I, we're buds. We are buddies. Also, did you see the Night Fever announcement? New Brubaker Phillips book. Taylor Brown will tell me that he sent me that announcement. Did you tell me that?
No, are they working together again? Are they working together again? You're telling me they're putting out another book together? I'm really surprised. I'm just so surprised by this news.
The thing that's I'm sure Taylor sent it to me a month ago and I forgot about it because I always send him stuff like, hey, did you see this? And he goes, yeah, I sent that to you 2 months ago. I'm like,
You've done that to me too. You're like, hey, what about this? And I'm like, I literally told you to read that. What do you mean? Why are you recommending me this book I told you to read?
Hey, have you read Cats of the Louvre?
Have you heard about Lumberjanes?
Now I have read that. That was exciting when I got that package of all of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Kristen's ability to immediately grab a mentioned book off the shelf is supernatural.
Thank you, Cycle. I thought I was pretty good at that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't think it was Bendis that made him age up John, and I think they're going to age him back down. That was a DC editor, and I agree with Raphael. Yeah, it's her superpower.
What's funny is like I don't have like there's a whole shelf over here and over here and over here. We just happen to keep talking about books that are like near me.
Right near you. Don't admit that. For those curious, feel free to check out my YouTube channel that I sometimes throw stuff on. Yeah, Max, what's the name of it? Is it just Matt? I don't remember because I just click on the YouTube link. But Max is a very talented jazz guitarist. And he definitely deserves your views. I know, Lethal. I'm just kidding you. It's Kristen, but she has a Mary Poppins purse where she can pull out any book she wishes. That's a good reference with that Mary Poppins purse.
That's fun.
I do hate packing. Patty's over at the other house now trying to send me pictures of stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to do any of it. Not going to argue. Lethal Lucha, it's okay. Okay. He's saying something good about Lumberjanes.
Minis love Lumberjanes because of Kristen. She's going to be upset when she finds out what out of print. Because of me? What do you mean? Because of me?
Whoa! She pulled it out of
that.
Look at that superpower.
That's awesome. Thank you for saying that. That's awesome. I do think, by the way, prediction. I know I've talked about it before,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
those Giant Days, not on the test editions, were recently funded through Kickstarter, and they're releasing them only through that Kickstarter. I think the same thing is going to happen with Lumberjanes. They're going to finally finish these editions, which is the to the max editions that we never got a complete set of. I think they're going to kickstart it. They're going to put these out, and they may do a new edition like they're doing for Giant Days, because Giant Days was wildly successful. I do think that's going to happen.
Do you think that we'll only be able to get those editions off of Kickstarter, or do you think they'll release them into the wild? What did they do with Giant Days?
Well, with Giant Days, what was it? Not on the test editions that I just said. We had 3 of these come out.
Happen to have right there.
We had 3 of these come out, and they released the next 4 only on Kickstarter, and then they put out all new editions. There are special library editions that went out to, like, they donated a certain amount to libraries, yada yada. I think Giant Days is a huge library title, and I think so is Lumberjane. So I think they may do that same exact concept, where they will, they will continue these, and they will only be available via Kickstarter, but they're also going to do a new edition. This is just my prediction.
Okay.
I think they'll probably do the same library edition because it was so successful of Lumberjanes. Maybe they'll only put these back up. Either way, I think they're going to do something with Lumberjanes to finish these off because this was so successful.
Yeah.
Just my prediction. And also hopefully it happens, because I want the rest of these. There's like, what, 6? Yeah, there's 6 of them.
6 of them. How many should there be, do you think?
More.
I can't argue with that.
I want to say several more. The series ended. I forget what issue it ended at, but it's done now. So it's time. It's time.
If the only way I can get matching books is through Kickstarter, I will kickstart matching books.
The only reason I also did that.
Yeah.
And, the library makes it a good cause, and it makes it less skeezy for Boom to put it out, to be honest. So they did a good thing there. I think it's going to happen.
Okay.
And when it happens, we're going to talk about how I said it was going to happen.
Oh, absolutely. Just Max Appleman's name on YouTube. I'm not going to pretend to know how YouTube works.
Just search Max Appleman then.
Are you asking somebody else? Because I don't know who Joe Pass is.
I don't either.
Batwoman Omnibus, go.
I'm like, I know it's near me.
Be the rest of the show, just testing Kristen's abilities.
Got it.
Testing your abilities. I don't know that she reads this. Whoop, I missed it. Sorry. I don't. Do you read Love and Rockets?
No.
No, she
I
doesn't
have.
read
I have yet to. I would like to, but I have not. So,
Oh.
you know what's funny though? I think that one is in the other room because Reed has that book.
Oh. Someone call out the heaviest omnibus. Yeah, we will end on that. Success.
Yes.
She yanked Batwoman.
Yes.
That's cool.
Thank you, Bar.
Thank you, Bar. But Chris says he thinks 4 more to finish out Lumberjanes.
That sounds right.
And so thank you. Peace and love to the chat. You were great.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Huh? There it is.
Huh? Love and Rockets? Reed ran in here with it.
Whoop. She's got it. Nope, she had it. Oh, Joe Pass is a much respected guitarist. I think he put some books out on how to play guitar as well. Okay, I would not have known that. Right. Okay, no more challenge. Save all your challenges for the next one, because we are exhausted and almost 3 hours. What? Yeah, it's been a 3-hour tour.
Yeah, close.
But it's been great because we know we love comics. The chat loves comics. We can't necessarily explain, but Kristen and I tried to explain why we love comics, and the chat loves comics too. That's why this is so fun. We all had fun. We did 3 hours because we were having so much fun talking about great comics and just comics in general. Uh,
Yeah, thank you everybody for participating.
there's
It
the
was a blast.
timer.
There's the timer to say, let's get out of here.
Yeah, right. There's no batter days tonight. Sorry.
What if you did? What if you just like, okay, next up,
Yeah,
come
right.
on in.
A surprise batter days. My wife would kill me. Comic Slayer, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me at the Comic Slayer here on YouTube. I can't.
Comic Slayer?
It's been almost 3 hours. We can't even talk at this point. The Comic Slayer on YouTube. Check it out. Our Chicago Comic Hall is going up on Monday, so look forward to that. I was just on with Mary M yesterday. We were talking about our recent reads, so I just love talking and listening about comics, Marcelo.
That's right.
Awesome. But yeah, and also Instagram at the Comic Slayer if you feel so inclined.
And she's got clickable links in the description down below. Also reads Store Envy. Wait, what is it? Store Envy?
Yeah, Store Envy. Reed Chancellor, my husband, has a Store Envy account. He does comic books. You should check them out. They're really cool.
Oh, and here's Max continuing to pimp himself. Macasackasax is
Nice.
I subscribe. I favorited him. I liked him. Or I did something. I follow him. Instagram for me is OmniDogs_vault, and you can always go into my library, where apparently I did a review of Tokyo Ghost 4 years ago. I don't even remember it, but you can go into my library at OmniDogs Vault. Thank you so much, everybody. Peace and love. Peace and love. You guys are great. We really, really had a good time. We love comics, and so do you. What a great way to spend the day. Peace and love.
Have a good evening.